Gao Tai quickly assessed the situation on Lin Mo's side, broke through the encirclement, and urged, run quickly. However, not everyone was able to escape. She grabbed Sun Mailei's hand, ignoring his resistance. Let's go. He hesitated, but then nodded. Yeah. Lin Mo, a Shu, and Xiao Ban were running as fast as they could. Suddenly, Lin Mo noticed something odd. Hey, Xiao Ban is running faster than both me and a Shu. Something's not right. He frowned in confusion. There was a clear aura of demonic energy around Xiao Ban, yet even the blood eye couldn't pierce it. We need to check this out. To be sure, Lin Mo stopped. Hey, Xiao Ban, I just remembered something. Before we entered the demon realm, my phone reset, so I couldn't send you those videos I mentioned earlier. But Xiao Ban didn't seem to care and kept running ahead. What videos? Escaping is more important right now. Whoosh! A green sword strike sliced through the air, forcing Xiao Ban to halt. It was a Shu's attack. What's with the demon skin? How did you figure it out? Even a high-ranked demonic blood eye shouldn't be able to see through my art of drawing the skin. Lin Mo replied, You're right. The blood eye can't fully see through it. But with Xiao Ban's personality, if he knew the videos were completely gone, he'd definitely be furious. He wouldn't be so calm like you. The demonic figure cursed angrily. Damn it. What kind of video is so important that it's worth more than life itself? System. Congratulations, host, you have earned 50 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo asked urgently, Where did you take Hai Xiao Ban? Behind him, a Shu raised his sword in warning. Step aside, or I'll strike. Demon Skin chuckled, folding his arms. You really think the two of you can take me down? In a blink, Demon Skin vanished and reappeared behind a Shu using a high-speed escape technique. He struck swiftly. A Shu, look out! Lin Mo shouted. A Shu reacted instantly, activating his shadow substitution. A shadowy figure emerged and intercepted the attack, catching Demon Skin by the arm. What is this? Demon Skin said, surprise flickering in his eyes. A Shu's expression turned cold. His scythe gleamed as the shadow raised it. Demon Skin tried to evade, but the strike grazed him. He staggered back, clutching his arm. Chef stronger than expected, Demon Skin muttered, If I stay, I might actually lose. With that, he activated his technique again and vanished into the shadows. A Shu stood firm, catching his breath, sweat on his brow. Where is Hai Xiao Ban? Lin Mo pressed. We'll find him. A Shu replied, voice steady. Alive or not, we'll know soon. The two of them hurried onward. Along the way, they encountered Gao Tai and her group. She grabbed Lin Mo's arm, trying to stop him. Lin Mo, don't go back. There are at least 3 high-level spirits there and too many hostile entities to count. Hai Xiao Ban might already. Her voice faltered. Lin Mo gently pulled his arm free. I have to be said simply and continued forward without hesitation. A tall man nearby watched quietly and sighed. Such loyalty. I truly respect that. If he makes it through, I'd be honored to call him a friend. Gao Tai tested the expression on his face. Let's leave this place first and contact the safety bureau as soon as we can. We might still have a chance to save him. Amidst the ruins and debris, a Shu and Lin Mo combed through the piles of both demon and human bodies, searching for Xiao Ban. If he were still alive, he would surely call out. Xiao Ban is hiding under a demon's body, Lin Mo shouted. I can see him, but we need to be cautious. It could be a trick set by the demon. Xiao Ban, his voice full of confusion, responded. What are you two doing? Hurry up and get me out of here. To test him, Lin Mo used an old method to gauge his reaction. Suddenly it hit him. Before they entered the demon realm, his phone had fallen into the water. He could only format the videos he had promised Xiao Ban, but fulfilling that promise now seemed impossible. As Lin Mo feared, Xiao Ban cried out in despair when he heard the videos were lost. What? What happened to the videos? They're all gone, he cried out. With urgency, Lin Mo replied, Yes, it's him. We need to save him. A dangerous energy surged from behind them. A group of demons and ruthless soldiers had gathered, standing in formation. Kid, you're bold enough to come back here. Do you really think so little of us, the brutal demons of Shanglan City? One of them sneered. The demon at the front, frozen with rage, bared his teeth. This time, I'll make sure none of you leave here alive. You won't escape from Demon Realm Shanglan. The red-black demon clenched his fists, grinding his teeth in fury. For a seasoned gambler like me to lose to a kid barely out of diapers. How could I ever show my face again? I'll kill him. The smoke demon reluctantly agreed. You're right, he muttered. This blood-eyed demon is too strong for me. I have to kill it. Lin Mo wasn't ready to back down. He raised his middle finger and sneered at them. Not convinced, huh? Since you can't defeat me, you're trying to shut me up by killing me. How pathetic. And you. Since you can't even handle me, you call for backup. You're exactly the type I despise. The black-red demon was furious. What? You think I can't beat you? Fine, let's settle this. Let's see who comes out on top. System. Congratulations, host. You've earned 40 points for breaking the room. The smoke demon gritted his teeth. Now I can use my final move. 1-on-1, you're finished. System. Congratulations, host. You've earned 40 points for breaking the room. Bang. Bang. Both the black-red demon and the smoke demon were struck on the head. The demon prodigy appeared, flicking his fan. Pathetic. You two are supposed to be powerful demons. He tilted his head, glaring at them. You're getting your butts kicked by a kid and you haven't won a single brute fight. Now I have to step in. All of Shanglan's resources are wiped out because of you and you've lost all your dignity. Lin Mo's face turned pale. He was on the verge of becoming the Demon King. Looking at his troops, anxiety crept in. He had only managed to defeat the smoke demon and the black-red demon through sheer luck. Could he really escape this situation? In his fight against the frozen demon and demon skin, he had barely managed to escape. Then Lin Mo looked at the demon prodigy before him. But the demon prodigy, he might not even get a chance to fight back. The pressure was unbearable, and it was clear that the difference in strength between the two sides was enormous. Demon prodigy grinned, "Today I'll show you what true power really looks like." Lin Mo's heart raced in panic. Could it be that I'm going to die here? Demon prodigy mocked, "The one with the wooden toy sword. Show me what you've got." His smile widened. "Go ahead, hit me in the face." Lin Mo froze, holding the toy sword. It took a moment for his mind to process the situation, and then, with growing anger, he activated the half-demon king's evil curse. He knew he couldn't defeat him in direct combat, but he couldn't let the demon underestimate him. Placing his hand over his eye, he triggered the blood seal. "Watch this," he said as the seal manifested clearly in front of Demon Prodigy. With a casual flick of his fan, the seal's power faded instantly. He saw it. Demon Prodigy flicked his fan again, and the seal was swept away by a sudden gust of wind. There was a loud explosion, followed by a deafening crash. Lin Mo stood there, trembling in shock. As Shu spoke up, "This is Demon Prodigy's ability. He can neutralize all external negative effects." The henchmen around them jumped up in excitement. Wow, incredible, amazing. A heavy, decaying stench filled the air as the few surviving Gao Tai members fled in terror. The dense miasma made it clear to them that Lin Mo had come up against the half-demon king. It seemed that the three of them were done for. Sun Mai Li gave a bitter smile. "That guy's finally finished." The muscular man struggled to catch his breath. "We're lucky we ran, or we would have been done for the moment we saw the Demon King." On Lin Mo's side, the demons were still cheering for their leader. "Your amazing boss." Lin Mo observed the demon prodigy closely, realizing that he seemed to take pleasure in being praised. Perhaps if they could keep him content, they might have a chance of escaping unharmed. Deciding to act on this thought, he felt a spark of hope. It seemed that fortune favored the bold. With renewed confidence, Lin Mo clapped his hands and said, "That was incredible. That fan move you did earlier, just like Princess Tai Shan's legendary 3-compass fan. One strike that stuns the gods, two that shake the heavens. It was perfect." The demon prodigy smiled, clearly pleased with the compliment. "You got a sharp eye, kid." Lin Mo nudged Xiao Ban and whispered, "Praise him the right way, Xiao Ban. Let's do this together." Though Xiao Ban was confused, he joined in. Together, they took turns complimenting him. Yes, exactly. That fan move was astonishing. It felt like a level 8 storm, honestly. Lin Mo gave a nervous laugh and added, "So, great sir, could you possibly spare us just this once?" The demon prodigy chuckled loudly, but his expression quickly turned cold. Of course not. With a flick of his fan, sharp blades shot toward them. "Do you think I'm an idiot? You think a few sweet words will get you off the hook? No amount of flattery is more satisfying than fresh meat." Lin Mo tried to push himself up with his hands, but the pain was overwhelming, and he collapsed back to the ground. "Lin Mo is in pain. Oh, Lord Demon Prodigy, please have mercy on us." Grimacing in agony, Lin Mo gritted his teeth, clutching his wounds. Xiao Ban, panicked, cried, "Lin Mo is even crying now." He quickly clasped his hands together and pleaded, "Please, sir, show us mercy." Xiao Ban then turned to a Shu. "A Shu, you should kneel too." But a Shu stood firm, his voice unwavering. "I won't. Even if I die, I will not bow to a demon." The demon prodigy let out a sinister laugh. "Don't worry, after I'm finished, I'll make sure your bones stay intact." He swiftly waved his fan, and the red saw blade shot toward them. This time, as Shu has to take the blow, he gritted his teeth, pushing through the pain. The situation is dire, 3 against a whole army. The demon prodigy closed in on a Shu. "Don't worry, even in death, I won't let you face it alone." He opened his fan, revealing its jagged edges, and grinned wickedly. "Die." Lin Mo screamed in alarm. Suddenly, a crow swooped toward a shoe. The bird cawed loudly, its eyes glaring, and it carried a letter clutched tightly in its claws. Stop! Stop! The demon prodigy hesitated, momentarily stunned. He recognized the crow as the messenger of the king of hell. With shaky hands, he carefully took the letter and slowly opened it. His body trembled as he read the words. What was happening? The demon prodigy was frozen in disbelief. Your name is Lin Mo, he asked, his voice faltering. Lin Mo, bloodied and barely able to speak, nodded. Yes, what's going on? The demon prodigy held up the letter, his expression tense. What connection do you have with the king of hell that he would send me a letter telling me not to kill you? Lin Mo, confused, shook his head. The king of hell? I don't know him. All I know is if I go down there, I'll probably meet the dead king of hell. The demon prodigy's face grew serious. Perhaps you've met him without even knowing his name. He waved his fan and a clear image appeared. Do you recognize this? Lin Mo, still bewildered, shook his head. No, I've never seen anyone like that in my life. Demon prodigy is difficult to understand. That's odd. He's never saved anyone before. Lin Mo's eyes widened in surprise as Xiaoban helped him to his feet. It didn't matter whether they knew each other well. After all, it was the king of hell who had stepped in to help him. So, can we leave now? Demon prodigy looked irritated. Get lost. Hurry up and go. Lin Mo flashed a cheeky grin. All right, goodbye then. We won't be seeing you again. The demons made way for Lin Mo and his companions to leave. Demon prodigy turned to his subordinates. If King of Hell wants to protect them, then order all the demons in the central area not to attack them. The black-red demon acknowledged the command. Understood. The dark-red demon let out a sigh of relief. Good thing we didn't kill him, or I don't know what King of Hell would have done to us. Lin Mo, along with Hai Xiaoban and a Shu, continued running down a road surrounded by demons. The demons didn't attack. They just stood by and watched. Lin Mo looked around surprised and remarked, They really aren't attacking us. It's crazy. Just a moment ago, I was almost dead, and now a letter has solved everything. Then, with a serious expression, Lin Mo turned to a Shu and asked, A Shu, do you know who the King of Hell is? A Shu answered with equal seriousness, explaining that the King of Hell was one of the 10 great demons and a wanted criminal. He remembered how the king had led his demon army to attack cities and continued. He once led his army to massacre 11 cities in Baigo. Then, a concerned look crossed his face as he added, But how did you come to know him? Hearing his friend's doubt, Lin Mo was just as confused as he was about the situation unfolding before them. I swear, I don't know who he really is, Lin Mo said, his voice tinged with frustration. I still don't understand why he saved me. He was deep in thought, struggling to make sense of why the King of Hell would have intervened on his behalf. Lin Mo couldn't understand why they hadn't even gotten to the bottom of what happened when the grave of the demon sword was opened, and now another King of Hell had appeared. What could these people possibly have to do with him? Hai Xiao, who had been silent until now, suddenly jumped forward and wrapped his arms around his two friends, laughing. Who cares who the King of Hell is? The demons can't touch us anymore. Let's just head to the next bank and fill up the trash bins with some more immoral energy. In the next moment, the scene shifted to Lin Mo's parents. His mother and Xuang was washing clothes while speaking to his father, Lin Feng. Didn't you already send a direct letter to the demon prodigy? They'd never dare harm Mo Ni, so why did the King of Hell have to write it? She asked. Lin Feng smiled softly and responded, I can't get involved directly. If Mo Ni finds out even a little, he'll give me away. His expression grew serious, and after taking a deep drag from his cigarette, he exhaled the smoke slowly. We can't let him discover the truth just yet. The responsibility of restoring over 100,000 people would be too much for him to bear. At that moment, a young girl could be heard calling from outside the gate carrying water. Ah, that's Lin King Lu, Lin Mo's younger sister. She's very frail and sick, Lin Feng explained. She was asking, has Dad returned from Sinhai yet? Seeing his daughter carrying such a heavy load, especially given King Lu's frail health, Lin Feng was taken aback. My dear daughter, you're not well. How can you be carrying such a heavy bucket of water? He quickly rushed over to take the bucket from her and bring it inside. King Lu, however, reassured him, saying, Dad, I'm weak, but I'm only pushing myself a little. It's within my ability. Still concerned, Lin Feng raised his voice slightly. You carried that all the way from the back of the mountain, and you think that's within your limits. If you're not feeling well, you don't have to do this. Hearing the worry in her father's voice, King Lu began to cry. Through her tears, she whispered, I understand, Dad. I won't do it anymore. Is that what you want? Seeing her tears, Lin Feng's heart softened. He lowered his voice and said, all right. You do need some exercise, but take it slow. You're helping us enough at home. Your mother always said exercise is good for you, really good. King Lu, wiping her eyes, looked up and asked, is that true, Dad? And Xuang nodded. Of course it is. Her tears stopped, and with a brighter expression, she asked, "How's my brother doing at university? Can I call him?" Ling Feng smiled gently at her and replied, "Not just yet. He's still in the demon realm. You can talk to him when he gets back." The mention of the demon realm made King Lu anxious. The demon realm? Is it dangerous? Lin Feng avoided her gaze and answered, "Don't worry. Your brother is strong. He'll be fine." Watching his daughter smile so joyfully, a sense of worry washed over him. He couldn't help but wonder if she would be strong enough to make it through to the age of 5 or 6, especially considering her health. In the demon realm, at the temporary command center, the atmosphere was still and tense late into the night. A duty officer in the central station spoke up, "Deputy Director, the demons here are unbelievably powerful. Even if we send in the army, it may not be enough to defeat them." Sunky Lai snapped back, "This situation is far too dangerous for the new students. I suggest we halt the trial immediately and focus on rescuing them." He stood tall, his hands clasped behind his back, while Gao Tai Ti stood silently behind him. Turning to the officers in the central station, Di Li continued, "As for the trial itself, it's normal for a few casualties. Those students who died have given their lives to protect the rest of the population." Tai Tai raised her voice in protest, "But if all the students die, it will become a major educational scandal. Don't you worry about the consequences from above." He gritted his teeth and glared at her, his expression sharp as a bullet. "The goal of this trial is to flush out the rogue wind demon hiding behind Lin Mo. Such a significant achievement will more than make up for any small educational oversight. Those who aim for greatness don't concern themselves with trivial matters like that." Hearing this, Tai Ti's face drained of color, horrified by the coldness in his words. She shot back angrily, "I can't believe you value human lives so little." The Lai merely gave a smirk, casting a brief glance at her. "Tai Tai, this was also your father's idea." Tai Ti shouted urgently to Di Lai, "But Lin Mo is about to die. A demon merchant has attacked him. What's the point of what you're doing?" Di Lai froze, then yelled, "What?" His eyes narrowed as he glared at her. "Why are you only telling me something this important now? This means the people behind Lin Mo will definitely act. We have to save him from that demon merchant." Tai Tai hesitated before asking again, "But are you still going to help the other students?" Before she could finish her sentence, Di Lai snapped, "Where are they? The Rednet Wind Demon is about to show up." At his command, everyone quickly began to assemble, following Dong King's lead. "Chief, we're ready," someone reported. Once everyone had gathered, Di Lai moved forward and said, "Let's go." The others responded in unison, "Yes." They left, leaving Tai Tai standing there, stunned by his sudden shift in attitude. She thought to herself, "Wait, they were only here to gather information. They probably don't care about the students' lives." But as she thought about Lin Mo's words, her expression grew serious. Could it be true? Is the safety department really that despicable, like Lin Mo said? The scene shifted to Fuxi Bank, where Lin Mo Haixiao Ban and his Shu stood, staring at the spots where the security guards had been taken out. A Shu sighed. "Looks like robbers came in, probably took everything during the demon surge 2 years ago." Mao, visibly enraged, shouted, "Those bastards." Haixiao Ban, ever calm, said, "At least we still have one bank. It's not a total loss." Seeing this, the three of them also left the bank. Lin Mo spoke up, "Let's go, let's check out somewhere else." Suddenly, a man was thrown toward them. He collapsed on the ground, barely alive, and weakly uttered, "Director, please save me." Lin Mo was taken aback by the sight and thought, why is a middle-aged man involved in the new student training? Upon hearing the man's words, Lin Mo wondered, "Director, could he be from the Safety Bureau? We should hide for now." Haixiao Ban asked, "Why can't I see that uncle's contract demon?" Miss Shutong Guy nudged him on the shoulder and said, "Look up there." Lin Mo shouted when he saw Di Lai and the Safety Bureau agents. They were using invisible demons, likely planning to enter the demon realm through the demon's invisibility range. His group looked to him asking, "Director, what should we do now? The stealth plan has failed." Miss Shutong Guy responded, "Idea, do they really think the demons in Shanglan's demon realm are all weak?" Seeing the situation unfold, Lin Mo's anger flared. He thought, sneaking into the demon realm? This is probably all because of me. At that moment, Di Lai and 2 others were being dragged up by the White Demon Soul, a high-ranking malevolent spirit. Those watching below cried out, "Director, please don't leave us behind." Di Lai, looking down at them, replied, "Sorry, my White Demon Soul can only split into 3. I can't save everyone." As the people below were torn apart by the demons, they still cried out to Di Lai, "Why are you abandoning us?" Meanwhile, Di Lai was being dragged away to another location. Lin Mo saw everything and, filled with rage, shouted, "Son Di Lai, you finally arrived, but your 2 companions are just standing there, confused and doing nothing." Without wasting another moment, Lin Mo dashed off, leaving his 2 friends behind, bewildered. Hai Xiaoban, still trying to make sense of the situation, asked, Mr. Mu, what are you planning to do? With a tense expression, Lin Mo ran while casting a quick glance behind him and said, I'm going to confront Sun Delai and demand the antidote to save and ran. Upon hearing this, a Shu immediately followed him. Lin Mo called back, a Shu, I'll need Shadow Demon and you to help stop the two from the Safety Bureau later. A Shu nodded firmly, don't worry, I'll definitely help. Hai Xiaoban, trailing behind due to his slightly rounder physique, struggled to catch up and called out, wait for me. Meanwhile, far off in the distance, Delai and the two men who had escaped with him were talking. Delai looked around and said, it's this street. Looks like we're too late. One of them then asked, has Lin Mo really died? Another man added, if the expert behind Lin Mo had fought with the king of ghost men, this street would have been completely destroyed. With a solemn look, Delai turned to the two subordinates he had rescued and said, it seems Lin Mo is dead. We shouldn't stick around here. Let's retrace our steps and leave Shanglan. Meanwhile, the Black-Red Ghost and Smoke Ghost were slowly approaching Delai and his group. The Black-Red Ghost spoke coldly, come and go as you please. The Smoke Ghost laughed darkly and added, haha, you really don't think much of us ghosts from Shanglan, do you? The group led by Delai trembled with fear as they saw two demons approaching. Panic spread among them. Two high-level demons, they thought. How are we supposed to handle this? The three triple-ranked demon tamers had only prepared to face one evil spirit, but two demons. They couldn't possibly manage that. Delai quickly summoned his white demon soul, and the white souls charged at the two demons with blood-sucking strikes. When the demons saw that the group was trying to flee, the smoke demon shouted, you think you can escape? Not even your dreams. Before it could finish its words, an explosion rang out in the sky. Even as they ran, Delai was forced to stop and glance upward. What he saw above made him shout, what's happening? My white demon soul. His eyes widened in shock as he noticed something moving at incredible speed towards him. The shadow in the distance grew closer and closer. It was a move called Dark Shadow Abyss. To his horror, it was Lin Mo rushing toward him with a sword in hand. He yelled, Sun Delai, you're not escaping. As Shu, using a skill to assist him, was with Lin Mo, Delai, stunned, scream at the top of his lungs. Lin Mo is still alive. Fueled by rage, Lin Mo channeled all his power into his sword and charged forward. Delai, in a panic, summoned a demon martial disciple and Devil's Extreme to meet the oncoming threat. But he stood frozen, overwhelmed with fear, unable to move. With desperation in his voice, he cried, summon, invisible demon, drowning demon. The drowning demon blocked the attacks of the demon martial disciple, while the invisible demon shielded the strikes from Devil's Extreme. The two subordinates behind them saw what was happening and immediately shouted, help the chief. Quickly summon. Before they could finish speaking, a Shu pressed a knife to one of their throats and warned, don't move or you'll die right here. A shadow that enveloped the two men, causing them to scream in panic. A Shu had used Dark Shadow Abyss to bind them like mummies from Nation A. They cried out, let us go. Meanwhile, the Black-Red Demon and the Smoke Demon stood off to the side, observing the scene. The Smoke Demon, clearly confused, murmured, who am I? Where am I? Why are they fighting each other? The Black-Red Demon responded, that's right. Isn't this the Safety Bureau meant to protect students? The two demons continued to watch, commenting on the unfolding battle. Every move Lin Mo made seemed calculated to kill. At this rate, it was clear he intended to end the deputy director's life. It almost seemed like he was taking lessons from the King of Hell himself. At that moment, Lin Mo kicked Delai square in the stomach, causing him to spit out blood. The demons couldn't help but offer reluctant praise. Although they were furious about being outsmarted by the young man, they still had to admit, I've seen demon ninjas before, but this is the first time I've seen someone like him. Delai staggered back, clutching his stomach as he coughed violently. Asterisk Cove asterisk as he watched Lin Mo walk toward him with a sword in hand, his face turned pale. He thought to himself, does he really need to kill me? In a panic, Sun Delai shouted orders to the two demons he had summoned. Invisible demon, drowned demon, what are you doing? Get over here and save me. The two demons, startled, quickly turned back and responded, yes. Lin Mo leaped into the air, preparing to strike with his sword. He looked at Delai and said, invisible demon, you're too late. Delai stood frozen, helpless, and unable to move as Lin Mo charged toward him, his fate all but sealed. Lin Mo surged forward, channeling all his energy into his sword. It lit up with radiant energy and crackled with lightning as he unleashed the technique known as one sword to eliminate evil. His eyes burned red with intensity, his hair standing on end from the surge of power. A sweeping arc of force flew toward Delai. Upon impact, Lin Mo's clothes tore from the burst of energy. while Delai stood frozen, unable to defend himself, crying out in shock. In a flash, Lin Mo was standing over him, his sword pointed straight at the spot where Delai had fallen. "It's over," Lin Mo said firmly. He stepped down hard on Delai's abdomen, causing him to choke and gasp. With a cold, resolute gaze, Lin Mo demanded, "Where's the antidote? Hand it over now." Delai smirked through the pain, eyes filled with mockery. "Trying to save that girl, aren't you? You won't do anything to me. If you want the antidote, beg for it." Lin Mo said nothing. Without a word, he moved the blade swiftly, grazing past Delai's ear in a clean but controlled motion. Delai cried out and grabbed the side of his face in pain. Lin Mo looked down, his voice sharp and steady. "Who says I won't?" Despite the injury, Delai still wore a sneer. "If I die, the antidote dies with me. You won't get it. She won't survive without it. You need me." His cold laugh echoed, further provoking Lin Mo. Clenching his fists, Lin Mo warned in a low, furious tone, "If you don't hand it over, the consequences will be far worse." His face, though full of fear, still held an air of arrogance as he spoke, laughing lightly. "I bet it'll be a long time before you dare kill me." "Ha ha," he replied, his tone thoughtful in response to Delai's words. "You're truly despicable. I can't gamble and Rand's life on this." Before he could finish, hearing that Lin Mo was considering giving up, the man eagerly spoke. "Then you should release me right away. While you're at it, help me out of the demon realm. After that, go turn yourself into the safety bureau." In that instant, the sorrow that had been on Lin Mo's face disappeared, replaced by something far darker. He smiled coldly and said, "But I'm even more despicable." Turning to the side, Lin Mo called out, "Smoke demon, come here." At the sound of his name, the figure pointed to himself and simply said, "You called." Lin Mo lifted Delai's head and shoved him toward the smoke demon. As he did, not only the smoke demon, but also the black-red demon began moving closer to Lin Mo. Pushing Delai forward, Lin Mo asked, "Can your major skill, false accusation, extract a human soul? Use it on this bastard to force him to spit out the antidote." The smoke demon, confused, replied, "Well, why should I help you? Have you forgotten how you treated me at the bank?" Lin Mo immediately apologized, saying, "That was my mistake. I'm sorry, but I need your help now. Consider it a debt I owe you." The smoke demon responded with a chuckle. "Your debt isn't worth much. Maybe just a few coins." Seeing that he still refused to comply, Lin Mo took a step closer and whispered, "Did you forget? I'm very close to the King of Hell. The debt I owe you is actually a debt the King of Hell owed you to." Considering this, the smoke demon responded, "Well, that's quite clever." He then moved in front of Delai and added, "All right, I'll accept. Should I make him lie on the ground and groan?" The smoke demon looked at Delai with confusion and asked, "If I use the accusation points, he'll die, right?" Upon hearing this, Delai quickly objected. When Lin Mo heard that Delai might die, his eyes brightened, and he cheerfully replied, "If that happens, even better. You should use it now." His words baffled both the smoke demon and the black-red demon, making them think, asterisk, this guy is really heartless asterisk. Though Delai was terrified, his face streaked with tears and snot, he still managed to threaten Lin Mo with a defiant tone. "Lin Mo, you scum. Have you really teamed up with demons? You bastard. I'll make sure you regret this." Just then, a notification appeared next to Lin Mo, congratulating him for receiving 500 Break the Room points. He sneered at Delai and mocked him. "Weren't you just acting tough? Weren't you so strong before? Why are you shaking now?" The smoke demon, trying to restore some order, said to Lin Mo, "Step aside, or you'll get hurt too." Meanwhile, Delai, still kneeling on the ground, stretched out his hand, pleading, "Help me, please. Don't do this." The smoke demon grabbed Delai's hair, causing him to scream in pain. "Ah!" The demon let out a puff of smoke from his nose and mouth. It wasn't just any smoke, but a technique known as the Mark of Judgment. The innocent suffer, the grudge avenged. After inhaling it, the smoke was expelled from the mouth and nose of the smoke demon, causing Delai to foam at the mouth and collapse. He let out a final scream just before his head slammed against the ground. As his body lay motionless, Yili's soul suddenly detached from it. In an instant, his soul was bound by chains that wrapped around a cross. The smoke demon gazed at Yili's soul, pinned to the cross, and spoke. "Lin Mo, you may begin questioning him now." Lin Mo stepped forward, his voice cold and demanding, "What crimes have you committed? What wrongs have you done?" Terror-stricken, Delai began to confess, revealing even the most shameful of his actions. "When I was 4 in the dead of winter, I urinated on a stray cat, causing to freeze to death," Delai recalled, his voice trembling as he remembered the cruelty he had shown to the poor animal. Upon hearing this first admission, the smoke demon lashed Yili's soul with a whip, striking him hard as it muttered, "Animal cruelty deserving of punishment." Delai shuddered in pain but continued his confession. When I was 17 to become the best, I forced the hellish jailer to kill 7 other contestants so that I alone could pass the deadly hell evaluation. He remembered how he had cowardly avoided blame, ultimately leading to the deaths of others. Lin Mo's face hardened as he processed the words, his voice steady as he declared, killing 7 people, deserving of punishment. At Lin Mo's command, the smoke demon struck Dilai once more, the whip lashing against his soul. Hai Xiaoban and A Shu stood outside, both horrified by the man's cruelty. Trembling, Hai Xiaoban said, "This old man is terrifying. At just 17, he's already taken so many lives." A Shu replied, "He truly deserves to die." Lin Mo was furious at Di Li's confession. He kicked and punched the body lying before him, muttering, "Someone like him could become the deputy director of a provincial safety bureau. That just shows how corrupt that bureau must be." But Di Li wasn't done, he kept confessing. At the ages of 20, 23, 25, 26, and 36. Although the crimes after 17 are still unclear just from what's been said so far, I can already imagine how horrific they must be. Each new confession prompted another blow from Lin Mo. Losing all patience, Lin Mo stepped forward and shouted at the soul hanging from Di Li's crucifix, "How long will it take to list all of your crimes?" With that, he grabbed the soul by the neck with his right hand and demanded, "What's the antidote?" Now battered and broken, Di Li finally gave in. The antidote is, take the demon pearl of the white demon soul as a catalyst. Add 12 grams of honeysuckle, 8 grams of devil's vine, and 1 flower of white ghostbane. Boil it over a high flame for 3 hours after ingestion to detoxify. Satisfied with the answer, Lin Mo released Di Li's neck and turned to leave. Just before walking away, he looked back and ordered the smoke demon take care of him. Upon hearing Lin Mo's instructions, Smoke Demon smiled and replied, "All right." He charged forward, landing a punch that shattered Di Li's soul into fragments, then spoke to him. Does someone with so many crimes deserve to live? With his soul destroyed, Di Li's body is nothing but an empty shell. It will twitch a little in the dirt, then stillness will set in, marking the end of his life. Lin Mo slowly walked toward White Demon Soul, sword in hand, calling out, "White Demon Soul." As it turned, he drove his sword into it, cursing it. Upon being struck, White Demon Soul transformed into a glowing pearl. Lin Mo held the pearl in his hand, saying, "I've got the demon pearl." Raising it high, his eyes sparkled like stars in the night sky. He gazed at the pearl in awe, then murmured, "At last, I've saved and ran." With the task complete, Lin Mo began to leave, but not before pausing, smiling, and turning back to Smoke Demon. "Thank you so much, Smoke Demon." Smoke Demon returned the smile and replied politely, "Just a small favor." He then pointed to Di Li's 2 subordinates and asked, "What should we do with these 2? Lin Mo, unconcerned, casually answered, "Leave them to you." Smoke Demon and Black Red Demon eagerly took the 2 subordinates and Di Li's body away. Smoke Demon called back to Lin Mo, "Nice work. I can't wait any longer. We'll be off now, and hopefully, fate will bring us together again." Meanwhile, Hai Xiaoban, confused, asked, "Why does the safety unit keep targeting you? And what exactly is a remnant wind demon?" Lin Mo, just as puzzled, responded, "I wish I knew. For now, all we can do is head back and figure it out little by little." A Shu sat quietly, lost in thought, before voicing his doubts to the 2 who were listening intently. The remnant wind demon refers to the survivors of the kingdom of demon sealing he began. He paused for a moment, then continued, recalling his father. "When my father was young, he often went to the kingdom of demon sealing to shave his head. The people there are simple and straightforward." However, A Shu's mind quickly shifted to a more troubling memory, the time when people had been forced into hard labor at a construction site. He shared his thoughts aloud. "From what I know, the province nation has dragged them into the most dangerous areas to work as laborers. The safety bureau and the military are still rounding up refugees. So how could any of this be related to you?" Lin Mo, hearing A Shu's account, hesitated. Could it be that his family had also been refugees from the kingdom of demon sealing? But if that were the case, why would the Safety Bureau react so strongly to a refugee? Too exhausted to think further, he let out a frustrated sigh. "Forget it. I can't think about this anymore." Placing a hand on A Shu's shoulder, Lin Mo asked, "A Shu, today I saw you take action against people from the Safety Bureau without hesitation. Do you hate them that much?" A Shu answered, his tone heavy. "It's not about hate. But after hearing about everything Sun Vi Lai has done, I feel like killing him is the right thing to do." His voice grew colder as he added, "Some people deserve to die more than demons." Lin Mo gave A Shu's shoulder a reassuring pat. "You're right. Absolutely right." Meanwhile, a subordinate was reporting to Gao Long Chen, "Director, only 1 team for the male search squad has returned. There's still no sign of Deputy Director Sun." Gao Long Chen waved his hand in frustration, signaling for the subordinate to leave. That's it, he muttered. Understood. Sitting in the chair, seething with anger, the deep dragon reflected on the trial. Initially, he had planned to use it as an opportunity to investigate the remnant wind demon linked to Lin Mo. However, he had failed. Sun Gilai was dead, and many students had been injured or killed. This would undoubtedly raise questions from the higher-ups. As he recalled Lin Mo's smug expression, his anger intensified, and he muttered bitterly, "This is an utter disaster on every level." Meanwhile, Lin Mo, a Shu, and Hai Xiao Ban stepped out of the gate, surrounded by injured students lying on the ground. The group from Feng University seemed rather pleased, as none of their members had been harmed. A bald man grinned and smugly addressed the group. "Heh, you guys are pathetic. One of your teams got wiped out completely, and another lost members. How embarrassing." He proudly declared to anyone who would listen. "Our team is the only one with no casualties. Not only that, we came back victorious. It's no surprise, really. How could second-rate universities like yours possibly compare to Feng?" Lin Mo, standing behind, had grown tired of the bald man's boastfulness. He shot back sarcastically. "Impressive, huh? Tell me, how did you manage to survive in the Central Zone?" The bald man, still confident, responded, "Who would be foolish enough to venture into the Central Zone and risk death? We stuck to the outskirts, took down a few lone demons, and came back unscathed every time." The bald man basked in his own self-satisfaction as his two underlings chimed in with praise. One said, "Captain, you're so clever." The other added, "We're also ahead in demon pearls." Then the bald man turned to Lin Mo with a sneer and taunted, "You bunch of useless students from your pathetic academy, I bet you haven't even collected a single demon pearl, have you?" The minister stepped forward and made an announcement for the loudspeaker. "Please bring forward the demon pearls you have collected so our inspectors can assess and score them. After the inspection, the demon pearls will be returned to you. Rest assured, any fraudulent activity will be caught by our inspectors." With that, the minister stepped back and said, "The evaluation begins now." Two individuals, both covered in wounds, stepped forward and stood by the inspection area. Trembling, they each handed over a single gem, saying softly, "This is ours." The examiner barely glanced at the gem, not needing to touch it before declaring, "This demon pearl is over 5 days old. It cannot possibly be from the Shangland fraud zone. Disqualified." Next, two more individuals, also injured, stepped forward and presented their gem. The examiner inspected it briefly, then said, "This is a soul bond demon pearl. Invalid." Then the bald man stepped up, pushing the previous contestants aside. Without even waiting for them to move, he called out, "Move aside." He grinned maliciously and shouted, "Watch closely." The bald man emptied a large number of gems from his backpack onto the examiner's table. The two examiners picked them up to examine them and announced, 13 weeping demon pearls, 4 malevolent spirit demon pearls, and 1 evil spirit demon pearl. The crowd below began murmuring excitedly. One person said, "It looks like Feng will take first place again this year." Teacher and men sighed with regret. "It's a shame Gao Tai Tai's group dropped out halfway. Otherwise, that girl would have definitely taken first place." The bald man thought to himself with satisfaction, "Asterisk, this time, I'm definitely the champion asterisk." Just then, a hand was raised, signaling, "Teacher, it seems Lin Mo is raising his hand to speak. The plate on your side looks a bit small." The comment made everyone turn their heads in surprise. The minister, keeping his composure, asked, "What do you mean by that? Are you suggesting that this plate isn't big enough to hold your demon pearl?" Lin Mo replied calmly, "Exactly." "Hey, Hai Xiao Ban, summon the trash can demon," the minister ordered. Hai Xiao Ban immediately responded, saying, "Right away." The trash can demon appeared at once. Moments later, the trash can demon appeared and began pouring out an overwhelming number of gems, leaving everyone stunned, their eyes wide in disbelief. The notifications kept popping up. "Congratulations, a host has received 100 points. Break the room." The crowd below was a mix of shock and disbelief. "Oh my God." Others could hardly believe their eyes and asked, "Is this for real?" The notifications didn't stop. "Congratulations, a host has received 100 points. Break the room." The judges stared in amazement, murmuring, "Is this really happening? This many?" Lin Mo simply smiled and said, "If you add a few more plates, it should be fine, teacher." Teacher and men watching from below thought to herself, "I thought Lin Mo would struggle, but I never expected him to grow so quickly, becoming so incredibly powerful. If it weren't for the safety orb, he would have been my most talented student by far." The minister then announced, "I hereby declare the champion of this trial to be Bai Yang Academy's team, led by Lin Mo." He gestured to Lin Mo, a Shu, and Hai Xiao Ban, adding, "They'd also broken the record, setting the highest score ever in the Demon Realm trial." After receiving the reward, it was already morning. The three of them, Lin Mo, a Shu, and Hai Xiao Ban, set off to visit and ran. Eager to see her, Lin Mo handed the driver a small sum of money and said, asterisk, asterisk, driver, I'm in a hurry. Could you please speed up, asterisk, asterisk? The driver, seeing the money, smiled and responded, asterisk, asterisk, no problem, asterisk, asterisk. He slammed his foot on the accelerator and the car zoomed forward. Turning to the passengers, he added, asterisk, asterisk, hold on tight, everyone, asterisk, asterisk. A short while later, they arrived at Baiyang Academy. Lin Mo quickly got out of the car and told the others, asterisk, asterisk, I'm going to find and ran. You two head back to the dorm first, asterisk, asterisk. A Shu and Haif Xiao band, still feeling the effects of the fast ride, were left behind, dizzy and a little queasy. Lin Mo hurried to the infirmary to see and ran. He opened the door and called out cheerfully, asterisk, asterisk, and ran, I'm back, asterisk, asterisk. When he saw that the room was empty, he rushed outside and a voice spoke up, asterisk, asterisk, she's not here. She said she got tired of lying down all the time, so she went to the library, asterisk, asterisk. It was Mu Yuan King, she added. Asterisk, asterisk, I told her to wait until she was feeling better, but she wouldn't listen, asterisk, asterisk. Seeing a familiar face, Lin Mo smiled and asked a favor. Asterisk, asterisk, senior, this is the antidote and the demon pearl from the white demon soul. Could you please prepare it for me, asterisk, asterisk? Yuan Qing gladly agreed. Asterisk, asterisk, of course, I'd be happy to help. How can I refuse a request from a junior, asterisk, asterisk? With that, Lin Mo turned to head to the library to find and ran, but not before pausing to say, asterisk, asterisk, thank you for your help. I'll go look for Enran now, asterisk, asterisk. Seeing the affection Lin Mo had for Enran, Yuan King couldn't help but think how kind he was to her. She wondered when she would meet someone who would treat her with the same care and attention. In the library, Enran sat reading a book when Lin Mo opened the door, waved at her, and called out in a cheerful tone. Relieved to see him back safely, Enran greeted him warmly, but with a playful edge. Ah, you made it back in one piece, huh? Lin Mo, looking concerned, immediately asked, why aren't you in bed? Let me take you back there. And Ran waved him off and said, it's fine. Come here, I want to show you something. He sat beside her, and she began explaining her findings. After going through over 100 books, I've uncovered something important about the kingdom of demon sealing. She pointed to a page and added, the crown princess consort of that kingdom must have taken Emperor Taizong, who's only 3 years old at the time, along with her newborn daughter, and then self-immolated years ago. Lin Mo's expression grew serious as he listened, while Enran continued, if Emperor Taizong had survived, he would be 18 this year and his sister would be 15 now. Lin Mo was taken aback. Are you saying I'm Emperor Taizong and my sister is the princess? He asked. He paused for a moment, then added, it could be just a coincidence. After all, there are plenty of siblings in the world, but what about her? Why is she making all these connections? And what's this about the safety agency targeting you? What's really going on? And the Remnant Wind Demon too. And Ran rolled up his sleeve and explained further. The fact that you can open the grave of the demon sword is definitely not a coincidence. I don't quite understand, Lin Mo repeated, his confusion clear. And Ran responded calmly, the crown princess consort already took her child and self-immolated. If they were truly dead, how could I possibly become Emperor Taizong? She turned a page in the book, then pointed to a specific passage. Look at this part, she said, drawing Lin Mo's attention. In a side hall at the Eastern Palace, the demon-sealing crown prince was reduced to ashes in a great fire, leaving behind 3 charred bodies. Lin Mo, still puzzled, replied, but that's true, wasn't it? Both children were burned alive, weren't they? Staying firm in her theory, and Ran explained, I thought so too, until I came across this secret history of the kingdom of demon sealing. She reached for another book, flipped it open to a page, and pointed to the text. Look here, she continued, before the kingdom of demon sealing was destroyed, a woman who was the kingdom's supreme herald, had an affair with a palace guard and secretly gave birth to a son. When the kingdom fell, the child was only 3 years old. Turning to another page, she added, and here it says that the last ruler of demon sealing, though over 70 years old, had a favored consort who was about to give birth almost at the same time as the crown princess consort. And Rand's voice grew more confident as she looked at Lin Mo. The most important part, though, is this. When the Province Nation Army attacked the Demon Sealing Palace and they examined the records of those killed or captured, neither of the 2 children was listed. Now Lin Mo began to see the pieces fall into place. So, you're saying the Crown Prince was switched? And Rand nodded slightly, and Lin Mo, patting her head with a chuckle, said, what are you talking about? It sounds so absurd. You should be writing novels instead. It's a real shame you're not contributing to the literary world. Who comes up with such creative ideas? She replied, somewhat annoyed, trust me, My instincts and reasoning have always been accurate. He smiled and responded, but I have parents. She looked at Lin Mo with a serious expression. At the same time, she took his hand and said, your father's name is Lin Jiang. The character Kang can also be written as Shan Feng. She traced characters on his palm with her finger, speaking as she went. The younger brother of the crown prince of Demon Sealing. He left home at the age of 50, adopting the Buddhist name Shan Feng. He became the national teacher of the kingdom of Demon Sealing. As if a realization had struck him, he exclaimed, now everything makes sense. The scene shifted, showing the past moment when the crown princess consort gave instructions to Lin Feng. Feng, look after these two children. They are the last descendants of the kingdom of Demon Sealing. He accepted the task, but asked, your highness, won't you come with us? I am already an 8th ranked demon master, capable of protecting everyone. With tears welling up, the crown princess consort replied, I cannot. Only if someone from the Safety Bureau of Province Nation witnesses my self-immolation with their own eyes will you all be safe. I cannot go with you. The little child clung to his mother's hand and said, don't cry, mother, don't cry. Hearing her child's voice only made her cry harder. She wiped her tears and said with a trembling voice, wooer, be strong and take care of your sister. With that, Lin Feng left with the child, silently promising himself that Shan Feng would never fail her and would see the children through to adulthood. As he recalled a news report he had read some time ago, Lin Mo remarked, no wonder. The same day we mentioned Zhuang Han being imprisoned at the Safety Bureau, the Safety Bureau was wiped out. That must have been your doing, father. Noticing his continued hesitation, and Ran added, it might seem like mere coincidence, but when there are too many coincidences, isn't that the truth? At her words, Lin Mo figured he might need to press the old man for clear answers to break the circular conversation. He turned to Ran and asked, you must be tired after going through so many documents, right? She flashed in a bright smile and responded, as long as you're driven by the truth, you won't feel tired. Lin Mo, amused, gave Ran a gentle pat on the head. I see you have quite the nose for gossip. Go back to your room, take your medicine, and get some rest. It's all settled now. Suddenly, she winced in pain and hugged her head. I help ease your physical pain, and you don't even thank me, she pouted. Lin Mo smiled softly, realizing he hadn't thanked her, but wanting to tease a little. Of course I should thank you. How about I repay you with my body? And Ray raised an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed. Repaying with your body again? Why do I feel like I'm getting the short end of the deal here? Lin Mo blushed, caught off guard by her blunt response. They both turned to leave, but as they walked, they bumped into Sun Mai Lai. She turned toward them and asked, Lin Mo, did you meet Deputy Director Sun Vi Lai in the Demon Realm? Without missing a beat, Lin Mo answered flatly, Sun Vi Lai, who's that? I don't know him. And Ran whispered to him, did you really not meet him? Lin Mo gave a quiet reply, I did meet him. She then asked, so, where is he? Lin Mo's response was short and to the point, I've dealt with him. The response filled Ran with such joy that she immediately rushed over to Lin Mo and hugged him, exclaiming, ah, well done. She playfully pinched his cheek, then wrapped her arm around his waist. He groaned, urging her, ah, don't squeeze my waist like that. If you've heard it, there will be nothing left to use. His words left her embarrassed, and she quickly asked, use what? Lin Mo smiled faintly and reassured her, nothing, nothing. Miley stood some distance away, observing the closeness between the two of them. She seemed lost in thought. Every time she saw Ran, the dull demon stirred for no apparent reason. What was really going on? The two of them had moved to the infirmary. Lin Mo sat beside her, blowing on the medicine before handing her the bowl, saying, it might be a bit thick. Try to bear with it. The Lin Mo family treated her like a child, and she huffed, replying, what's the big deal with this? Although Liu Yuan King was witnessing an obvious dog food moment, and Ran gulped the entire bowl of medicine down in one go. During this, Lin Mo turned to Yuan King and said, thank you so much, senior. Yuan King politely responded, we're all just brothers and sisters here, no need for formalities. The principal has already accepted you as his disciple, so now you're my younger brother. Yuan King rose and prepared to leave, adding, by the way, Master wants to meet you tonight to discuss something. Remember to go, younger brother. Lin Mo simply nodded and answered, yes. Once the door closed, and Ran adopted a more serious expression and said to him, it's very likely that Dai Feng is the commander of Tianjun, the one who attacked the kingdom of Demon Sealing and killed members of your tribe, the 8 demon kings. She then warned him, tonight you must be extra cautious. And Ran's words left Lin Mo speechless. He thought to himself, if I truly am Emperor Taizong of the Demon Sealing Kingdom, then why would Dai Feng still want to take me as his disciple and protect me? Is there a deeper reason behind all of this? After leaving the infirmary, Lin Mo picked up his phone. Before he could speak, his father's voice came pouring through the speaker. So, you made it back from the demon realm, right? You're still in one piece. How did it go? Your mom and I have been worried sick. Lin Mo finally got a word in. Come on, Dad. If I were gone, would I be calling you right now? And as for how it went, nothing much. Just broke the provincial record. Hearing that, Lin Feng and Xuang burst into laughter, while his younger sister, Lin King Lu, looked at him with admiration. He's really proud of you. Ha ha, well done. Just like his old man. Then Lin Mo added casually. Of course, I'm the only student from the Lin family, right? Shan Feng. His parents froze for a second, clearly taken aback. It seemed like Lin Mo might have started to figure something out. After a brief pause, they quickly composed themselves. Lin Feng cleared his throat. Shan Feng? Oh, no. We live up in the mountains, so there's always a breeze around here. His mother, and Xuan, quickly followed up. King Lu wants to talk to you. You two should catch up. Noticing that his dad was trying to change the subject, Lin Mo could tell they were hiding something, but he decided to save the tough questions for later. Mom and Dad said King Lu really admired you, she added, especially after you broke the province's demon realm trial record. Lin Mo smiled at his sister and said, Xiao Lu, it's not that I'm too strong, it's just that the people in my field are too weak. King Lu rolled her eyes and responded, You're still bragging, huh? If I were as strong as you, that would be something. Lin Mo replied reassuringly, As long as you stay healthy, I'll take you to Jiang City for school. With your smarts, I'll make sure you outshine all the top students. King Lu chuckled and said, You're just teasing me again. Lin Mo smiled and added, With a sister as beautiful as you, any guy who wants to win your heart will have to pay me a 10,000 yuan processing fee. At that moment, their parents stepped outside to have a private conversation, and Xuang turned to Lin Feng and said, It's likely that Mo Na has already discovered the truth about his origins. Do we still need to keep it from him? Lin Feng replied firmly, We have to keep it a secret. Our alliance of religions isn't strong enough yet. It's not the right time for him to know. He paused, then said more seriously, If he goes after revenge now, it will ruin everything we've planned. What he needs to focus on is becoming stronger and growing up. Just then, a demon crow flew across the sky. Lin Feng took the letter, his expression growing serious as he read it. It was an urgent message from the King of Hell, and Xuang looked at him, anxious, and asked, What does the letter say? Lin Feng replied, The King of Hell says that Bai Guo and the Dominion are about to reach a ceasefire agreement. He also mentions that it seems the military of Province Nation will soon return to defend. The demon realms of Shanglan, Bian Chang, and Nanshan are facing a catastrophe. Everything at home is in your hands now. I have to go back inside. After speaking, he left, and Xuang turned to Lin Feng and said, Head out early and don't be late coming back. Still in high spirits, Lin Mo continued chatting with Lin King Lu. Xiao Lu, you should get some rest too. I still have a few things to take care of. After ending the call, Lin Mo made his way to the Baiyang Academy training grounds to meet someone. With a smile, he greeted the man. Master, you asked to see me? The man turned around. Zhu Feng. I heard you ranked first in the trial, he said. How does it feel? Do you feel any stronger? Lin Mo chuckled, scratching his head. How could I not? Noticing Lin Mo's proud expression, Zhu Feng's tone grew stern. Humph. Do you really think defeating a few members from the security department proves anything? Lin Mo sensed the shift in tone and a flicker of annoyance crossed his face. As Da Feng realized, I know who he really is. Why is he suddenly acting like this? Still, he replied calmly, I'm doing all right. Zhu Feng snapped back, all right. I don't see anything particularly impressive. Without warning, he gestured, and two massive spirit beasts appeared before Lin Mo, the demon ape and the demon judge. Lin Mo froze. Is he really trying to silence me? Zhu Feng continued, the security team members are mostly backup fighters. Defeating someone like Sun V Lai doesn't mean much. His voice softened, though it carried a deeper meaning. If you truly want to grow stronger, you'll need to face foes far beyond your current level. At that moment, Lin Mo was still trembling with fear, but he began to understand Zhu Feng's intentions. It seemed that Dai Feng didn't actually want to kill him. Zhu Feng instructed him, use all your strength and attack me. Lin Mo nervously replied, fighting against the master is like walking straight into death, isn't it? Shuddering, he added, the demons bound by your contract are all at the level of evil spirits, and you're a demon master at the 6th rank. Recognizing the concern, Zhu Feng raised his hand and said, in that case, I'll reduce the power of my demon contracts. Immediately, his demons shrank in size. Once he had done this, Zhu Feng turned to Lin Mo and said, now they're only at the malevolent spirit level, no stronger than your demons. I've also suppressed my spiritual aura, lowering myself to a demon master at the 2nd rank. You can't say I'm bullying you now, can you? Lin Mo offered a slight smile and replied, Master, you now have only 2 malevolent spirit level demons. Doesn't that mean it's actually you who's bullying me? Su Feng fixed him with a serious look and said, then try it and see. At those words, Lin Mo took a step back and summoned his demons. The weeping demon, a female, appeared behind him and began chanting the soul-drawing chant. Zhu Feng and his two demons simply moved back, avoiding Lin Mo's attack. This caused Lin Mo to panic, prompting him to shout. He carefully adjusted his stance and narrowly avoided the deadly Brahmic chant. Still, he pressed on, ordering his demons to continue the pursuit. As he followed, he thought to himself, as long as Dai Feng falls within the range of Brahmic chant, he will be under my control. It had been an unknown amount of time, but Lin Mo kept pursuing while Zhu Feng continued to evade. Neither had managed to land a hit on the other with any of their techniques. Frustrated by the lack of progress, Lin Mo muttered, "This is getting interesting." Determined to change the course, he pressed his wrist, which began to glow. "Come out," he commanded. Demon Martial Disciple. Demon Diva. Demon Diva. Demon Martial Disciple. Once summoned, the Demon Martial Disciple immediately took up a battle stance, ready to face the enemies before him. Lin Mo urgently ordered all four of you attack, slash them, cut them down. Zhu Feng's expression darkened and he scoffed. Humph, is this really how you fight? He observed the Demon Martial Disciple's attack and the Demon Maid's swift block. The extreme demon charged in with a brutal chainsaw-like swing aimed directly at Zhu Feng, but the Demon Maid intercepted it, sending him crashing back with a single strike. From his position behind the group, Lin Mo noticed an opening, a perfect chance to strike. Thinking quickly, he barked, "Demon Martial Disciple, use your skill." At the command, the Demon Martial Disciple's eyes flashed brightly as he unleashed a series of 3 swift slashes, each strike cutting through the air with precision. Seeing this, the Devil's Extreme rushed forward, chainsaw raised. The Demon Judge, sensing the impending danger, immediately jumped aside to avoid the attack. But with the target shifting, neither the Demon Martial Disciple nor the Devil's Extreme had time to react. They collided with a brutal crash, pain surging through their bodies. From behind, Lin Mo watched the chaos unfold, a smirk crossing his face. "I haven't even used my skills yet, and this is all you can manage," he remarked. His expression turned serious as he frowned. His voice low and commanding, he said, "This is just the beginning." As soon as the words left his mouth, the Demon Maid lunged at Lin Mo, forcing him to instinctively step back. Panic surged through him. He wasn't prepared mentally for the sudden attack. He cried out in alarm and summoned a sword from his palm, the sound of metal ringing sharply in the air. Sword! Lin Mo swung the blade, releasing a wave of energy around him, but the Demon Maid was already quick to react, dodging the attack with ease. Seizing the opportunity, Demon Judge swiftly moved to stand behind the Demon Maid in a defensive stance, fully aware of their plan. In that moment of panic, Lin Mo thought to himself, asterisk, so that's it. The Demon Maid was just a distraction, and Demon Judge is the real threat, asterisk. Demon Judge wasted no time, throwing his knife directly at Lin Mo. There was no room to dodge. Lin Mo's heart raced as he realized, asterisk, this is bad, I can't avoid this one, asterisk. Quickly, he activated the power of his eyes, invoking the illusionary realm technique. In an instant, both demons skillfully avoided the attack. Lin Mo was momentarily stunned, muttering to himself, asterisk, I didn't expect them to close their eyes the moment I used the illusionary realm technique, asterisk. Before he could fully process this, a knife suddenly drove into his chest, sending a searing pain through his body. He let out a scream of agony. The force of the blow sent him stumbling backward, and he struggled to regain his footing, his teeth clenched against the pain. Looking at his master, Lin Mo thought, asterisk Dai Feng is clearly holding back. I didn't even break a rib, asterisk. Su Feng stepped forward, scolding him. At your current level, even a low-ranking soldier would defeat you without breaking a sweat. Breathing heavily, Lin Mo, still in confusion, asked, I can't even be a low-ranking soldier. His mind raced as he thought, asterisk, if Province Nation learns that I'm Emperor Taezong of the Kingdom of Demon Sealing, it won't just be a safe zone anymore. It will be an entire army, asterisk. This realization struck him hard. He knew what he had to do, train harder. With a renewed sense of resolve, Lin Mo continued to fight while reflecting, asterisk, if I'm not strong enough to stand against an army, then I have nothing more than a lamb waiting to be slaughtered, asterisk. He swung his sword in a swift arc, shouting, one sword to eliminate evil, as he aimed at the demon judge. However, the judge nimbly dodged the blow. Without hesitation, he lifted his brush high and began to wave it, tracing swift, deliberate strokes in the air. The brush struck the hilt of Lin Mo's sword, making him cry out in pain. Meanwhile, the judge remained unaware that the Demon Martial Disciple and Devil's Extreme were already charging toward him from behind. The two demons landed with a heavy thud and immediately struck at the judge, forcing him to retreat. In that instant, the remaining demons closed in around Lin Mo, positioning themselves to protect him. Lin Mo issued a sharp command. All together, let's go! His soldiers, filled with fury, roared as they surged forward. Some shouted, others growled, all crying out in unison, "Kill!" A minute later, they were all exhausted, collapsed on the ground. Lin Mo let out a deep sigh. Ha! This is tougher than I thought. I can control 4 demons at once, but the attack method is too simple. I've been constantly adjusting their positions. Should I have 2 demons use their skills to charge forward to attack, or should I send all 4 in a battle at once? He thought for a moment, then shook his head, dismissing the idea. This kind of approach might work against low-level demons or wild beasts, but against someone as experienced as Dai Feng, who can control demons as skillfully as he does, there's no way I could win. Zhu Feng stepped forward, his tone serious. So, you finally see the problem? He began to analyze the situation, speaking with authority. Your pact limit is high, and your talent is commendable, but do you really think upgrading the level of your demon pact is enough? Zhu Feng grabbed Lin Mo by the collar, his gaze intense as he continued. Coordination is key. It's not just about how the demons work together, but also how you, the demon master, coordinate with them. He growled, position, timing, and the flexible use of skills are the most important. You have none of those. Lin Mo quickly moved his hands with precision, gripping the Fan Bao Keem firmly. He charged toward the demon judge and the demon maid, shouting loudly, "Watch this." The demon judge reacted swiftly, kicking Lin Mo hard in the abdomen. The force of the blow made him cry out in pain. 10 minutes into the training, the demon maid, who had been focused on Devil's Extreme, suddenly turned her attention to Lin Mo. Her eyes glinted ominously. Without hesitation, she swung her scythe through the air toward him, forcing him to dodge desperately. By the time half an hour had passed, Lin Mo was covered in injuries, but he gritted his teeth and pushed through. After an hour of relentless training, he spoke through clenched teeth, determination in his voice. Continue. On the sidelines, Ran and Mu Yuan King sat watching the match with casual interest. Mu Yuan King rested her chin on her hand, her eyes sparkling with excitement and amusement. Watching the younger brother's first beast training is really quite entertaining, she remarked. And Ran, however, furrowed her brow, her large eyes filled with concern. She muttered under her breath, "This beast training is even worse than the monkeys and lions in a circus. If he keeps falling like that, Lin Mo is going to collapse." Mu Yuan King gave a small, forced smile as she recalled their own past experiences. Well, it's still better than what happened to us when we were younger. Back then, we were tossed around like balls, knocked about and sent flying like flags. And Rand's eyes widened in disbelief. Really? It was that bad? The demon judge remained focused, handling each individual task with precision before muttering quietly to himself, "There's coordination, but not enough. Step out." Suddenly, Lin Mo's expression shifted, becoming serious. He swung the Fan Bao Keem directly toward the demon judge. "What about this, then?" Demon judge swiftly extended his leg and delivered a powerful kick at Lin Mo. The force of the blow sent Lin Mo flying backward, its face turning pale. In an instant, Lin Mo's expression darkened, and a subtle, smug smile appeared on his lips. At that moment, the demon martial disciple and demon diva quickly surrounded demon judge from either side. Seizing the opportunity, they launched a coordinated attack. Demon diva began singing, unleashing the full force of her demonic play, intending to control the situation. Demon martial disciple followed up immediately, sending a blade hurtling toward demon judge. "Don't move!" Demon judge's face darkened, but there was no trace of panic in his demeanor. Instead, he offered a slight, approving smile. "Well done. It seems you've made some progress." With incredible speed, demon judge turned toward demon diva, his voice firm and commanding. "Too bad. You're still not experienced enough." Lin Mo, sweating heavily, winced in pain. Gritting his teeth, he muttered inwardly, "Damn it, still not enough." Mu Yuan King, observing the scene intently, wore a hopeful expression and spoke with approval. "Your younger brother learns quickly. He's very sharp. It took me half a month to learn, and only then did I begin to coordinate a little better with the demonic contract." And Ran, clearly agitated, looked on with concern, her voice filled with worry. "Sharp? What do you mean sharp? He's badly injured." Suddenly, Principal Zhu Feng's attention was drawn to something unusual. Glancing behind, he observed a group of wild demons led by a female demon in a red dress, charging toward them with alarming speed. "How dare you harm my beloved husband like this? Who is responsible for this? Deal with him right now." Mu Yuan King's expression shifted to one of urgency, and he shouted anxiously, "Damn it, a group of wild demons is attacking." And Ran, remaining calm, quickly responded, "Look closely. They're not after Lin Mo. They seem to be targeting the principal." Mu Yuan King relaxed his face and exhaled deeply, his tension easing. He then said, "Hitting the master? Well, that's fine. The master will handle it." As long as my younger brother is not harmed, everything will be all right. The female ghost in red charged directly at Principal Zhu Feng, her eyes filled with fury. That old bastard dared to lay a finger on my beloved. He deserves to die. The demon beside her also yelled fiercely, "Don't worry, brother, I'm here to rescue you." Zhu Feng, however, remained calm. He smoothly dodged the attack and asked with casual curiosity, "What's going on? Do we have some kind of grudge?" Seeing this, Lin Mo's expression turned serious. He rushed forward to stop the red-clad female ghost. Hey, stop! He's my master. In his haste, Lin Mo pulled too hard, causing the female ghost's garments to slip down. The ghost immediately changed her demeanor, blushing and shyly turning toward Lin Mo. He stood frozen, unsure of what to do. "Darling," she said sweetly, "there are so many ghosts around, and you still want to ask me about this." On the other side, Enran glared, her anger building as she clenched her fist and cursed. Seeing Lin Mo tugging at the female ghost only made her more furious. The more she fumed, the more the system of notifications appeared. "Congratulations, a host has received 60 break the room points." Lin Mo, surprised and confused, muttered, "Where did these break the room points come from?" The red-clad female ghost winked at him, her face turning a deep shade of red. She spoke in a playful tone. "Once I've taught that old man a lesson, I'll have some fun with my darling." Lin Mo's face turned pale, and he quickly shouted, No need for that. Tell them to stop immediately." The female ghost pouted in confusion, but then agreed. "All right, I'll do whatever you say." After finishing her sentence, the female ghost in red suddenly opened her mouth wide and issued a sharp command. "Stop everything." At this, the wild ghosts froze, confusion spreading across their faces. Principal Zhu Feng's expression darkened. His anger clear as veins popped on his forehead. He growled, "Lin Mo, what's going on here? You'd better explain yourself right now." The female ghost in red, hearing this, immediately turned hostile, her voice rising in defense. "Old man, don't take that tone with my beloved husband." Lin Mo quickly stepped in, grabbing the female ghost in red and trying to calm the situation. "It's a misunderstanding. These are just some friends I made at the abandoned slaughterhouse. They thought you were bullying me, so they came to help." The female ghost in red's demeanor shifted instantly. She softened, moving closer, and Lin Mo's voice dropped to a gentle tone. "It's been so long since I've seen you." Lin Mo looked uncomfortable, trying to pull away as panic crept into his expression. He stammered, "I still have things to do. Please go." Without another word, the female ghost in red and the wild ghosts turned to leave. As they did, she called out with a lingering tone, "If my beloved husband has important matters, I won't bother you. But if you need help in the graveyard, we'll be there for you." Principal Zhu Feng, his face stern, appeared from behind them and barked, "Why are you still standing there? Get back to training." Soon after, Principal Zhu Feng's face grew even more serious. He summoned a shielded ghost, his voice cold and authoritative. This time, there are 3 of them. Lin Mo's brows furrowed in response. He quickly dodged the first strike from the shielded ghost. Crouching low, he cursed loudly in frustration. Damn it, this is even harder than before. The shielded ghost didn't hesitate, delivering a powerful punch that sent Lin Mo flying several miles. Bruised and battered, Lin Mo gritted his teeth and fought to stay conscious. This old man is using his position to settle personal scores. In the stillness of the night, only the sound of Lin Mo's heavy breathing broke the silence. It was past midnight, the training having finished at 12 o'clock. Zhu Feng, the principal, stood with his hands clasped behind his back and with a calm voice, offered his approval. "Your performance today was impressive. Keep it up tomorrow." And Ran rushed over, gently wiping the dirt from Lin Mo's face, her voice filled with concern. "You're covered in dirt. Let me clean that off your face." Lin Mo, pushing through his exhaustion, smiled proudly and asked, "So how was it? Was I amazing today?" Mu Yuan King, with a playful smile, narrowed her eyes and eagerly added, "I have to say, you're the smartest person I've ever met, aside from the master." Lin Mo smiled modestly at her compliment and responded, "Big brother must be pretty strong too, right?" Mu Yuan King's eyes sparkled as she replied excitedly, "Of course, he's now a wanted criminal in 6 countries. No, wait, 7. Lin Mo stared at her in disbelief, speechless. 7 countries, he finally managed to stammer. "So, what about the other brothers and sisters?" He motioned for Mu Yuan King to stop, his expression a mix of confusion and surprise, his mouth hanging open. Wait. I think I understand now. No one here is really a proper person." Mu Yuan King gave him a mischievous smile, her eyes narrowing as she responded gently. "Though they oppose the master, they are still kind to us." Lin Mo, wearing an expression of helplessness, let out a forced laugh and replied, "Ha ha, well, I don't think they're as kind as you're making them out to be." Mu Yuan King patted Lin Mo on the shoulder with a warm smile, her voice gentle but firm. That's why, apart from the master, it's just the two of us. We must be obedient and try our best to be good disciples. Lin Mo paused, unsure of how to respond before quickly agreeing. It must be so. Suddenly, and Ram puffed out her cheeks, clearly displeased, asked, "Hey, shouldn't you explain a little about that female ghost? What's going on with her?" Lin Mo scratched his head, offering an awkward smile as he stammered, "You mean the female ghost?" He felt uneasy and couldn't bring himself to meet Ran's eyes. Speaking in a low voice, he mumbled, "That night, for some reason, I passed out at the old house in the abandoned graveyard. When I woke up, the female ghost was right next to me. After that, she kept following me around. I swear I'm not lying. Honestly, I don't remember much of what happened after I passed out." And Rand's expression turned serious, her sharp gaze locking onto him as she asked again, "Is that all?" Lin Mo put on a sincere face, holding up 4 fingers and replying firmly, "That's all." New Yuan King grinned mischievously and quickly jumped in, eager to ask, "Oh, so what happened when you woke up?" It seemed like Lin Mo had been struck to the core, momentarily losing his ability to speak. Inside, he feared, if I say it, I've really done for And Ran, arms crossed, stared at him with an expectant look, determined to get an answer. "Come on, Telly." Lin Mo quickly regained his composure and began rambling a flurry of words. "Well, when I woke up, it's not really something I should or shouldn't say, but she didn't say anything. There was nothing at all. We definitely didn't say anything. That's just how it was. This kind of thing, well, it depends on the person. We could have done something, maybe thought of a way. I didn't realize it at first, but once I did it, I had already realized it. I guess that's just how it is. I'm telling you to this. This thing. Seemed to be true, huh?" After listening to Lin Mo ramble for a while, both Ran and Mu Yuan King felt dizzy and disoriented, their heads spinning as if caught in a whirlwind. Seizing the chance, Lin Mo quickly took his leave. To sum it up, that's all there is to it. And Ran, get some rest. "Senior, sleep well," he said with a smile. At that moment, Ran was still a little dazed. She turned to Mu Yuan King and asked, "Wait, are you telling me this is about 7 big guys and 1 frail girl?" Mu Yuan King smiled helplessly and shrugged. "We got caught up in his rambling. We were forced to listen to all that nonsense." Realizing what had just happened, Ran immediately got frustrated and shouted, "Lin Mo, come back and tell me again." Lin Mo gave a mischievous smile and turned to run off, his voice ringing out as he left, and Ran is still recovering, so make sure you take care of your stomach tomorrow. Don't skip breakfast. If you don't eat something in the morning, it's not really breakfast. With a sigh, Mu Yuan King looked on with resignation and muttered, "My younger brother really is something. He's going places, no doubt." And Ram pouted and disagreed. The only thing he's got is being a fool. Meanwhile, in Lin Mo's dormitory, everyone had quietly fallen asleep. Lin Mo gently opened his bedroom door and was met by Hai Xiaoban, who popped his head out, practically vibrating with excitement. "Finally, you're back," Hai Xiaoban exclaimed. Mr. Mu gave Hai Xiaoban a knowing grin, while Lin Mo raised an eyebrow in confusion. "Why aren't you asleep yet? What are you doing up at this hour?" Hai Xiaoban's eyes sparkled with anticipation as he grinned from ear to ear. "Mr. Mu, about that video you promised me. The teacher series still has 13 episodes left, and what about the secret story of the 7 big guys and the frail girl?" Lin Mo stood frozen, his mind blank for a moment, unable to respond. Without further thought, he quickly sent the message. Hai Xiaoban's face lit up with excitement, his smile widening as he eagerly waited. "Hey girls, I'm here. All done." Lin Mo didn't waste any time. He turned on his heel and walked away. "I'm going to take a shower. You can enjoy yourselves," he said casually. On Hai Xiaoban's phone, a collection of study materials from different teachers popped up. For a moment, Hai Xiaoban stiffened, his expression darkening with clear disappointment. "What is this?" he barked in frustration. At that instant, a notification flashed on the screen. "Congratulations. You've earned 500 break the rune points asterisk." Inside Lin Mo, his eyes gleamed with satisfaction. A loud, mocking laugh echoed in his mind. Nothing wrong here. It really is a collection of teachers after all asterisk. Hai Xiaoban's face tightened, his mood sinking further as he stared at the screen. "Don't tell me this is about the 7 boys I called and that 1 weak girl." Suddenly, the phone began playing an animated movie soundtrack, and the 7 brothers from the gourd appeared on screen. In a fit of rage, Hai Xiaoban hurled the phone to the ground, cursing under his breath, "Damn it, Lin Mo." The sister responded immediately with another notification. Congratulations. You've earned 500 break the rune points asterisk. A Shu, who had been asleep, was jolted awake by the noise. "What's going on? Is a ghost attacking? He muttered, still half dazed. Hai Xiaoban, not ready to give up, knelt on the ground in frustration, muttering bitterly, that damn Lin Mo, you tricked me, you evil spirit. Let my grandpa go. A Shu, witnessing the scene, rolled his eyes and sighed, it's just a video. Do you really need to flip out like this? Inside Lin Mo, hearing everything unfold, he couldn't help but grin. Asterisk, the plan worked perfectly, asterisk. On the rooftop of Bai Yan Academy's dormitory, Lin Mo calmly continued upgrading Devil's Extreme step by step. Lin Mo's expression grew serious as he concentrated all his energy into transferring power to Devil's Extreme. As soon as he felt the surge of energy flooding through him, Devil's Extreme let out a deep, satisfied growl. A male student from the lower floor suddenly appeared, glaring up at Lin Mo and muttering in frustration. What's going on here in the middle of the afternoon? Lin Mo quickly apologized. Sorry, I couldn't control it earlier. When the student saw the menacing form of Devil's Extreme, his face went pale, and without another word, he quickly vanished, not daring to speak further. It's fine, you can carry on. Nothing's wrong, the student muttered as he disappeared. Lin Mo's eyes gleamed with excitement and anticipation. He gently patted Devil's Extreme on the back and said, let's keep going. Time to activate the skill. Your father. Lin Mo focused all his energy into amplifying Devil's Extreme's power, successfully unlocking the electric chainsaw demon's third skill. Devil's Extreme stood still, feeling the transformation take hold. The electric chainsaw demon's loyalty increased by 9%, reaching 99%. This loyalty would remain unbreakable, solidifying its position as a permanent contract demon. Lin Mo stroked his chin thoughtfully. At last, he had figured out how to handle demons with both armor and magic resistance, no longer feeling helpless. Now he could compensate for the weaknesses in his attacks. Once everything was in place, Lin Mo swiftly gave the order, withdraw electric chainsaw demon, return. With a serious expression, Lin Mo summoned a sword. The demon sword appeared in his hand. He gripped it tightly, focusing all his energy on upgrading it. The demon sword upgraded, advancing to the intermediate rank of Malevolent Spirit. It leveled up again, reaching the advanced rank of Malevolent Spirit. Lin Mo's eyes fixed on his arm, now swollen with thick veins. A grin spread across his face. The higher the demon sword's rank, the more powerful his arm would become. He couldn't help but wonder how much longer it would take for his two arms to turn into nothing but bones. After a brief pause, excitement flashed across Lin Mo's face. His lips curled into a smile as he continued to channel his energy into the Than Bao sword. With that, he successfully activated the third skill upgrade of the demon sword and unlocked the ability, the Sword of One's Path. Lin Mo focused on the system interface, his expression brightening. This skill was perfect for ambushes and stealth attacks. The Sword of One's Path, level 1. When the wielder leaves behind a shadow demon at the start, their body and the sword will move together, gaining double the speed and reducing incoming damage by 95% for the duration. Once the skill ends, the body returns to the position of the demon shadow. The distance between the shadow demon and the body cannot exceed 50 meters. It costs 300 spiritual aura and has a cooldown of 600 seconds. Lin Mo pondered for a moment, gripping the Than Bao sword. The amount of spiritual aura required was a bit high, and the cooldown was long. He could only use it once per battle. It seemed this skill would be a powerful trump card. With that thought, Lin Mo turned and walked away, a dark look on his face. He quietly realized that his remaining demon pearls were too few. He'd need more resources to level up again. The scene shifted to the training ground, where Principal Zhu Feng stood waiting for Lin Mo, arms crossed. Zhu Feng furrowed his brows, his cold gaze fixed on Lin Mo as he delivered a grim warning. Disciple, you're likely walking into your own grave. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo froze. His face went pale, his mouth hanging open in shock, unable to speak. Slowly, he lit a cigarette. Zhu Feng, the principal, spoke calmly. Latest reports from the north say a ceasefire has been agreed upon. Soon, the military will take control of the Security Bureau. With a serious tone, Zhu Feng continued, their investigation will be thorough. Your identity will soon be fully exposed. Lin Mo's expression darkened immediately. His eyes lowered, thinking that Gao Longchen would report his involvement to the higher-ups, putting him in even greater danger. When Lin Mo finished his cigarette, Zhu Feng gently stubbed it out. Looking at Lin Mo with a deep, almost affectionate gaze, Zhu Feng quietly advised, whether or not you have enemies in the military, you must at least have the means to protect yourself. Lin Mo's demeanor shifted instantly. His eyes burned with determination. His voice was firm as he said, Master, let's begin training. Release all 4 demons without holding back. Let them fight at the level of evil spirits. Seeing Lin Mo's resolve, a faint smile tugged at the corners of Zhu Feng's lips. His eyes softened with a touch of amusement as he replied, 4 is good. Without hesitation, the four demons materialized before Zhu Feng, their excitement palpable as they proclaimed, "Training begins." Lin Mo assumed his stance, his face tense and his lips pressed firmly together, but his eyes gleamed with a fierce determination to test his strength. At Zhu Feng's command, both sides rushed into battle. Go! The red demon, gripping a pen, swiftly unleashed a powerful electric trick, blocking both opponents and sending a shower of sparks into the air. Beside him, the skeleton demon charged forward with a scythe, while the Guken demon quickly snapped the strings of his instrument, releasing waves of purple energy that surged toward their enemies. Meanwhile, Demon Diva and Demon Martial Disciple tried to rush in to help, but were stopped by the Shield Demon, who sent Demon Diva flying across the battlefield. The scene was chaos as the combatants clashed fiercely, each blow more intense than the last. In the corner, Zhu Feng stood calmly, his hands clasped behind his back as he observed the unfolding battle. He stroked his beard thoughtfully, his mind working. Advancing and retreating with precision, switching between offense and defense. It's becoming more natural. Not bad, but compared to the coordination of a full army, it still lacks something. At the same time, Lin Mo, armed with two swords, found himself surrounded by both the red demon and the shield demon, his mind racing. Then, suddenly something clicked. He charged toward the shield demon, shouting, "There's no escape. Let's attack." Zhu Feng, watching closely, gave the order without hesitation. Fire the chaos arrows. His eyes narrowed as he judged Lin Mo's move. He miscalculated, stepping right into the range of the demonic soul arrows. Then don't blame me for showing no mercy. An arrow of immense power sped toward him, yet he made no attempt to avoid it. As the arrow closed in, he summoned his clone, a figure cloaked in a green aura, who materialized in front of him. Without hesitation, he dashed in a different direction, leaving the clone to intercept the arrow. With a swift leap, he swung his sword, cleaving the arrow clean in two. As he landed, Zhu Feng stood motionless, staring at the scene in disbelief. The sight of such power left him stunned. The boy has unlocked all three abilities of the demon sword in less than a month. His natural talent for activating these skills may even surpass that of his older brother, he murmured in astonishment. Lin Mo, ever watchful of his teacher, calculated his next move, eager to seize the opportunity and secure the first victory. There was still time. He had to act quickly to neutralize the enemy's general. Without warning, one of his eyes turned a bright crimson. He called out sharply, "Blood curse!" Like a gust of wind, Lin Mo surged toward his master. But Zhu Feng was not caught off guard. With a swift motion, he raised his hand, summoning the Blood Knight demon. The demon appeared, its form wrapped in a band across its chest, surrounded by swirling dark energy. "Blood Knight demon, blink!" Zhu Feng commanded. The demon instantly took a defensive stance, shielding its master. Lin Mo closed in, slashing horizontally with his sword, but Zhu Feng had already given orders. With a sly smile, he spoke. "Careful, leader, you've made a misstep." Lin Mo grinned, thinking to himself, true, the 8 demon kings are formidable opponents, but forcing Da Feng to summon another demon is already a small victory in itself. In an instant, a demon shield materialized, thrusting itself forward to strike Lin Mo from a distance. One man, one guard yanked past, intoned. Lin Mo shouted, his voice sharp and commanding, "Change position. One sword, one fall is retaliating. The shield won't land a hit like this." Just as the words left his mouth, he felt something was wrong. His eyes darted around, and there they were. 3 arrows headed straight for him. In a flash, Heman Saw Electric swung its chainsaw-like weapon, intercepting all 3 arrows and shattering them midair with precision. Lin Mo staggered back slightly, shouting. Demon Saw Electric maintained guard. His gaze swept the area, tension building as he reminded himself, the test isn't over. Stay sharp. Observing from the sidelines, Blood Knight Demon spoke thoughtfully. He intentionally showed a weak point earlier. That bait allowed Demon Shield to reveal their next move. With one sword, one fall, he turned the situation around. Chief, he outplayed you. Who would have expected that in one night, he could activate 3 Demon Sword techniques and control the flow of battle so well? After a few more exchanges, Blood Knight Demon added, in terms of power under contract restrictions, he's not behind you. In skill activation, he matches your top disciple. And in combat awareness and adaptability, he rivals even your 8th. As Lin Mo continued to maneuver skillfully, Blood Knight Demon remarked, and with the crafty moon technique, his finesse is close to that of your 2nd disciple. With a subtle smile, he gave Zhu Feng a friendly pat on the shoulder. Chief, you may have found yourself another exceptional student. Zhu Feng responded with a light chuckle. Let's not exaggerate just yet. Then, turning to watch Lin Mo more intently, he added, he's promising, but still inexperienced. He has a lot more to learn. Blood Knight Demon nodded, sensing the weight behind the words, and chose to remain silent. Blood Knight Demon charged forward with great speed, forcing Lin Mo to react quickly in alarm. "Guess I'll join in the fun," he said with a grin. Demon Shield and Night Demon closed in on Lin Mo, making it impossible for him to avoid their strikes. Observing this, Night Demon raised an eyebrow and called out, "Hey kid, how about we turn up the heat a little? I can get in on this too." Lin Mo shot him a hard look and replied, his voice steady, "This is nothing. Come on, bring it on." As soon as the words left his mouth, Blood Knight Demon launched himself at Lin Mo, sending him flying. Night Demon laughed loudly. "Big words, huh?" Blood Knight Demon kept his eyes fixed on Lin Mo, a blood-red aura surrounding him. From this aura, a vortex formed, swirling with sharp blades pointing upwards, all aimed directly at Lin Mo, who was still midair, without any support beneath him. Lin Mo gritted his teeth, enduring the pain as the blades tore through his flesh. Asterisk, this is powerful asterisk, he thought. Asterisk, but it's just surface wounds. Daifeng's still holding back. If he weren't, I'd be dealing with much worse than this asterisk. As he plummeted towards the ground, Demon of Tears appeared in a flash, rushing to catch him and cradling him gently in her arms. She helped him to his feet, concern evident in her eyes, while Lin Mo felt his strength fading. He reminded himself that his control wasn't perfect yet, and that he needed to close the gap as soon as possible. He clenched his fists and called out with determination. He'd training until nightfall. By the time the moon had risen, Lin Mo lay exhausted on the ground, breathing heavily. Two Fangs sat beside him, calmly smoking a cigarette. He watched as the demon was subdued with a look of quiet satisfaction. It had been a productive day. Lin Mo turned to him with a tired smile and asked, "Master, do you think I'm ready to take on the second soldier now?" Zhu Fang turned his head, a smirk spreading across his face as he said, "You've made it. 3 years, and that second soldier or whatever, it's nothing to you." The other man shifted uncomfortably, his gaze filled with concern. He offered a gentle reminder, "Master, you're getting older. You should cut back on smoking." Zhu Feng's face softened with a hint of worry as he muttered, "Ha, getting old. That's the only thought I have left." He sat down next to him, his expression turning serious. For a long time, he had been under the guidance of Daifeng, who treated him like a disciple. But had an asterisk been the one leading troops into the kingdom of Demon Sealing to kill and loot? With a lingering doubt, he asked, "I heard you were once one of the 8 demon kings, Duan and Kan. Back then, you were the commander of Tianjun." Zhu Feng froze, a look of fear flashing across his face. He stammered, "Ah!" For a moment, he was lost in thought, the memories pulling him deep into the past. Suddenly, a sharp pain jolted him back to the present as he bit his tongue. He let out a small cry, and the cigarette slipped from his hand. He quickly stubbed it out, then began to speak slowly. "That battle. I was still a deputy commander back then. After it ended, I was promoted to commander." Lin Mo, still unsure, pressed him further. "Conflicts between nations have always existed, but did you really take part in the massacre and plundering?" Zhu Feng was quiet for a long time, the weight of the question clearly weighing on him. Finally, he answered, "Yes, the commander of the Allied forces at the time, my brother. He was also your master's senior." Lin Mo, visibly moved, suddenly leaped to his feet. It was him. Zhu Feng gave him a calm look. "Don't get too worked up. The two of you will meet eventually, but not just yet. You need to strengthen yourself quickly, or when that moment comes, you won't survive." He clenched his teeth, his eyes reflecting a mix of shock and barely contained anger. His brows knitted together, and, with great effort, he forced out a few words through his gritted teeth. "I know." Zhu Feng shut his eyes, stifling a deep sigh. His voice grew heavier as he began to speak, each word tinged with regret. "Honestly, after the battle, I couldn't help but regret my involvement. I wish I had never joined this war." Old memories rushed back to him. The kingdom of Demon Sealing had always been a beacon of peace. But the province nation, driven by a desire to conquer, spread a dangerous and deceitful lie. They claimed that the kingdom of Demon Sealing was on the verge of breaking the barrier in the southwest, which would allow hordes of demons from beyond the continent to invade the nations. His tone darkened as he continued. When that rumor spread, it was met with outrage from many nations and people. In response, Nation A rallied its army and formed alliances with others to launch an attack on the kingdom of Demon Sealing. At the time, I too believed the rumor and joined the campaign. He gritted his teeth again, his emotions welling up. But once the war ended, the truth became clear. The kingdom of Demon Sealing hadn't opened the barrier at all. In fact, they had strengthened their defenses. It was unimaginable that such a powerful nation would deceive the world so thoroughly. Lin Mo, after hearing this, could only respond with quiet fury. So the province nation used that lie as a cover to invade the kingdom of Demon Sealing, slaughtering its people and destroying your homeland. Zhu Feng's fist tightened, his eyes darkening further. The province nation fooled everyone. They didn't just massacre countless civilians during the war, but even after it ended, Nation H showed no mercy to the tens of thousands who remained. His voice grew even more filled with fury. The province nation had ordered the remaining people from the kingdom of demon sealing to be relocated to the outskirts of the cities, condemning them to the most degrading living conditions. If a demon tide were to attack, they would be the first to face it, serving as shields for the people of Nation H. Lin Mo's anger could no longer be contained. Upon hearing the principal's words, he slammed his fist into the ground with all his strength, causing a thunderous crash. His eyes glowed with a red hue as the earth cracked beneath him, and his roar echoed in the silence. "This is a deep blood feud that cannot be resolved with anything less than vengeance," he shouted. Zhu Feng took a slow, deep breath. His composure was unshaken. He then spoke to Lin Mo in a calm tone. "This is something you would have discovered eventually. Since you wish to know now, I will tell you." Lin Mo's eyes never left him. "You didn't want to be part of their evil schemes. You hated being in the military, so you founded Bai Yang Academy. Taking me in as a disciple was your way of atoning for your past." Zhu Feng turned his head slightly, as if avoiding the matter, though it might have simply appeared that way. A faint, resigned look crossed his aged face as he sighed deeply. "If you seek revenge for me, I won't hold it against you." Lin Mo's gaze remained fixed on the principal, his voice serious and unwavering. "No, this isn't entirely your fault. If anyone is to blame, it's Province Nation." He stood up from the lecture platform, leaping lightly to the ground, his resolve clear. "I want Province Nation to pay for their bloodshed in blood." Lin Mo took a step forward, cracking his knuckles as he straightened up, standing firm and resolute. "Master, shall we continue our training tomorrow?" Deep within his heart, Zhu Feng began to feel a warm sensation spread through him. He was truly a good person. He muttered quietly to himself, "It seems the people of Demon Sealing have been saved." The following day, new tanks began rolling into the city one after another. The entire military of the province nation had returned to defend the area. Troops were stationed in various provinces, and the Jiang Province Security Bureau was fully taken over by the army. As a result, the demon taming and demon prodigy groups had to relocate. The army had started clearing the demon realms within the province and was actively removing areas overrun by wild demons. Zhu Feng slammed his hand down on the blackboard, which was covered with the bold words, "Demon Beast Cleanup Mission." The mission to eliminate the demons was assigned to various schools. Students who participated would even earn substantial rewards. However, despite his enthusiastic tone, the room remained silent. Some students were slouched over their desks, barely awake. Suddenly, one student raised their hand. "Teacher." Zhu Feng's eyes immediately brightened. "Do you want to take on the mission?" he asked eagerly. But the student responded with a look of disdain and spoke up loudly. "I'm hungry. If you're done teaching, don't waste any more time." Still, Zhu Feng continued to urge the class, "If you kill demons, you'll get media attention, be featured on TV, even on the radio. Come on, everyone sign up." Lin Mo glanced over at a Shu, his eyes silently asking a question. "Shall we do it?" A Shu, ever the perfect teammate, understood immediately. Of course, why not? With a demon pearl, who wouldn't want to try for it? Lin Mo raised his hand high from the back of the classroom, calling out, "Teacher, we want to take on a mission." Zhu Feng, seemingly relieved, immediately responded, "All right, after a tough competition, Lin Mo and a Shu have been assigned this mission." The bell signaling the end of class rang slowly, its sound echoing across the large school grounds, signaling the close of the day. Lin Mo picked up the piece of paper outlining their mission. The Weeping Demon Haunted House, which had 2 medium-level spirits, managed by Bai Yang Academy. The Evil Spirit Swimming Pool, which contained 3 medium-level spirits, overseen by Lin Feng Academy, and the Basement of Evil Spirits, which housed 6 low-level spirits and 4 high-level ones, managed by Xu Feng Academy. He voiced his confusion. "Principal, why is the mission we're assigned so simple? Why do other schools have more spirits to deal with?" Xu Feng gave a knowing smile and replied, "We're a vocational school. We can't compare to those prestigious institutions. This mission was one I had to fight for." With that, he turned to walk toward the door, his steps calm and relaxed, a note of satisfaction in his voice. It seemed that, for him, something was better than nothing. Suddenly, Zhu Feng paused, turned back to look at Lin Mo and a Shu, and chuckled softly. His eyes sparkled with a mischievous gleam, as though hinting that sometimes rules were meant to be bent. Lin Mo quickly grasped the implication in Zhu Feng's words. "Master, are you suggesting we should take their missions while pretending not to notice?" he asked, his voice cautious. "I didn't say that," Zhu Feng replied, his grin widening just slightly. Lin Mo glanced at a Shu who stood beside him and raised his hand for a high five. "Whether it's part of the mission or not, let's just go ahead and rob them," he said. A Shu nodded in agreement. "True, worst case, we don't get paid. But at least we kill the demon and get the demon pearl. Who needs the payment anyway? Inside the vast library surrounded by towering shelves filled with books, Lin Mo walked down the main corridor with an air of calm, as if there were no immediate concerns. Without warning, he stopped in front of a massive bookshelf. He peered through the gaps between the shelves and seemed to spot exactly what he was searching for. Slowly, he spoke as he saw Ran sitting on the floor reading to a small child, her back leaning against the bookshelf. She was indeed there. And Ran looked up and spoke in a steady voice. Reading here is free, but once it's time to leave, I won't be able to read anymore. Lin Mo raised an eyebrow slightly. Leave? But the bounty on you from the Safety Bureau is still active. It's dangerous to go outside. And Ran rested her chin on her hand, her eyes bright as she met his gaze. But I'm not a student of Bai Yang. How could I stay hidden here forever? She stretched lazily, then shot him a sideways glance before speaking softly. Don't worry. I've been on the run from the Safety Bureau for years. I know exactly how they work. She paused, then inched closer to Lin Mo, speaking as if sharing a secret. Right now, I have a huge lead. And Ran leaned in close to his ear, her breath warm against his skin. Wu Kun spoke up. In the next few days, the Safety Bureau is sending a batch of supplies to Xinhai City. I plan to steal it. Lin Mo stood frozen for a moment, his tail flicking in surprise at her words. He can respond, unsure of how to react. And Ran's resolve was clear as she declared, the Safety Bureau owes me this. Lin Mo studied her for a moment, quietly considering what she had said. Stealing directly from the Safety Bureau. Did the law still matter then? And Ran was truly something else. She turned towards him, sticking out her tongue. Once I get rich, I'll share some with you. Lin Mo sighed, on the verge of suggesting they take a ghost hunting mission from another school instead, but it didn't seem like that was in the cards. He glanced at Ran and asked, Is it just the three of you going? She shook her head, a resigned look on her face. Wu Kun's useless, and the ghost the driver encountered isn't dangerous. At this, Lin Mo quickly suggested, Should I come along, or will it just be you? Before he could finish, Ran pressed her finger gently to his lips, silencing him. She murmured. She turned away slightly, hiding a trace of sadness. What if, while we're stealing, you get caught and the Safety Bureau uses that as an excuse to take you away? I can't drag you into this. And Ran then picked up a book and held it up, revealing the title to Lin Mo. Besides, I don't have. If you feel differently, you should take a look at this. Lin Mo was completely taken aback. A formation. A formation was something created by a demon master, crafted from their own spiritual energy. These formations varied in size and purpose, each serving its own specific function. The advanced formation has the power to seal the demon realm, creating a barrier that prevents countless demons from crossing over. However, it is extremely difficult for ordinary people to master. At most, they can only suppress demons, which is why so few choose to study it. Lin Mo stared at her, clearly surprised, his voice rising in disbelief. Something so complex and difficult to grasp, and you managed to learn it in such a short time. And Ran's face lit up with a proud smile, her cheeks tinged with a hint of pink. She glanced at him briefly before responding, Others might struggle with it, but I'm not so sure about that. As she turned away, a wave of sadness washed over her, and her heart ached when she thought about her difficult situation. It's just a book worth a few thousand, but I can't afford it. Just as Ran set the book down on the shelf, Lin Mo reached out and took it. You haven't finished reading this, right? Let me borrow it for you. Her expression brightened instantly. Really? Thank you. Lin Mo shrugged casually. It's no big deal. I'm still waiting for you to go rob that safety block and bring me back something good. And Ran nodded earnestly. For sure. I'll definitely do that. Lin Mo and a shoe stood in the open space, rain falling in heavy sheets around them. Lin Mo glanced at a shoe and spoke quietly. The rain's coming down hard now. Looks like we won't make it to the mission spot tonight. He sighed internally. It would be great if High Sail Pan were here. We could just hide in the demon trash can, and nothing would go wrong. At that moment, Xiao Ban's voice echoed in his memory, filled with firm resistance. No, I'm not going. I haven't forgotten how you tricked me. I'm not falling for it again. A Shu raised his hand to shield his head from the rain and turned to Lin Mo. Didn't you invite Chi, Mu, Yuan King too? Where is she? Lin Mo forced a smile. The principal gave her a small task and she said she'll join us later. Suddenly, a towering building emerged ahead, cutting through the pouring rain. Lin Mo pointed to it. It looks like there's a house up ahead. Eshu studied it quietly for a moment. It resembles the gathering hall I came across when I was still wandering the martial world with my father before I shaved my head. Lin Mo, curious, asked, What's the gathering hall for? Eshu lowered his voice, the rain intensifying around them, his tone dark. It's a cemetery, a place for the dead. Lin Mo, however, seemed unfazed. She didn't mind. As long as the rain stopped, everything would be fine. If any monsters or spirits showed up, she could just pretend they were there to deliver the demon pearl. The two of them walked side by side, approaching the large gate of the gathering hall. The rain showed no sign of stopping. In fact, it seemed to grow heavier. The relentless drumming of the raindrops on the roof tiles added to the eerie silence of the night. As Shu glanced at the heavy door of the gathering hall, thought for a moment, then spoke with resolve. Lin Mo quickly agreed. The rain is too much. We should take shelter inside. They both reached out together and pushed open the large wooden door. The sound of the door creaking open sent a chill down their spines. Inside, they found themselves in a vast moor, with lifeless bodies arranged along both walls. At the far end, a small altar stood, red candles flickering and casting an eerie glow, deepening the ghostly atmosphere of the room. Suddenly, an elderly woman with a deeply wrinkled face appeared behind Lin Mo and his companion, startling both of them as she spoke. "You're disturbing my guests," she said. Lin Mo gave an awkward smile, glanced at her, and softly asked, "Which guests?" "We're only staying for one night, grandmother. We'll leave at first light," they explained. But the old woman simply replied, "The ones lying inside are my guests." She waved the cane in her hand, her brow furrowing as she looked at Lin Mo. "The gathering hall is for the dead, not the living. Leave now." Lin Mo nodded quickly, grabbing a Shu's hand and heading toward the door. He turned his head to call back to the old woman. Yes, we're leaving right now." Just then, the old woman's gaze fell on the weapon on a Shu's back. Her eyes narrowed, and she called after them. "Wait a moment, you're the successor of the head shaver, aren't you?" As Shu turned and met her gaze, nodding slightly with a hint of curiosity in his eyes. "Yes, I am. Why do you ask?" The old woman, her face worn with age, broke into a pleased smile. She immediately made her offer. "If you agree to shave the head of my guest, I'll allow you to stay the night." At the mention of this, a Shu's face turned pale, and beads of sweat began to form on his forehead. "You want me to shave the head of the dead?" Lin Mo chuckled lightly. "Well, it's better than staying out in the rain." After a long pause, filled with hesitation, a Shu reluctantly nodded toward the old woman. "All right then." He gripped his sword tighter and then asked, "If they're already dead, why do they still need their head shaved?" She didn't explain, only urged, "Stop talking, just shave it off quickly." A Shu frowned, took the lock of hair from Zai Tai, and brought the sword of the Pure Alliance close to her scalp, carefully shaving it away piece by piece. If it hadn't been for the heavy rain, who would have found themselves in this situation? The sword's edge grazed Zai Ti's scalp, accidentally slicing off a large patch. Shu's heart skipped a beat. Sweat began to form on his forehead as the hair fell away, slick with oil. With no other option, he glanced over at his teammate behind him and softly called for help. "Hey, Lin Mo, can you help?" But Lin Mo, completely absorbed in something on his phone, did respond. A Shu couldn't bring himself to ask again and reluctantly turned back to the task. Not sure what else to do, he simply decided to handle it on his own. It seemed Lin Mo had just sent a picture of the two of them at the inn to someone. "Senior, this is our first time staying at this inn." The reply came quickly. "Those guys, I'm having a late-night meal." Suddenly, the system's voice echoed. "Congratulations, a host has earned 100 million points for breaking the room." Lin Mo's eyes brightened, and he murmured to himself, "Didn't expect this surprise reward." Meanwhile, on the other side, a Shu pointed to another figure and turned to ask the old woman, "You're shaving this one's head too, right? You won't need me to do it, will you?" The old woman raised her hand to block his way and snapped, "Yes, shave it. When I said shave their heads, I meant you need to remove all the hair from the top of their heads, every last strand." A Shu sighed, then replied, "All right, fine." The old woman coldly reminded him, "Be careful, don't leave a single hair behind." The elderly woman's back curved as she slowly made her way toward the door. Lin Mo gently suggested, "She's gone now, a Shu. Don't be too straightforward. Just take a few and that'll be enough." A Shu paused for a moment, then responded, "Let's take a few more. Think of it as rent." At that instant, the 3 coffins in front of them trembled, producing a loud noise that startled Lin Mo. "What's happening?" Lin Mo asked, eyes widening in alarm. A Shu, guessing, replied, "I'm not sure, but it seems like the bodies I just shaved are moving." Suddenly, the lids of the coffins flew open and 3 skeletons stood upright, their bones clattering sharply against the coffin wood. The 2 young men froze, horrified, as the very corpses they had shaved heads for suddenly rose. A Shu was further shaken when 2 more corpses came to life, causing him to cry out. Lin Mo turned to look, and just then, Blood Eye leaped onto his shoulder, saying, "These are likely zombies raised by demon quartz raising." Lin Mo, still confused, asked, "What is the purpose of demon quartz raising?" Blood Eye began to explain, demon quartz raising involves infusing a corpse with a demonic aura. On the head of each corpse, 49 strands of quartzed hair grow. When these strands either run out naturally or are shaved off by someone with yang energy, the corpse becomes controlled by a demon. Lin Mo, intrigued by the explanation, thought to himself, if I could form a pact with demon quartz raising, I have an army of zombies at my command. It would be perfect for protecting myself. With that thought in mind, he spoke decisively. All right, let's form a pact with another one. Curious, he turned to Blood Eye and asked, Blood Eye, do you think that old woman was practicing demon quartz raising? Blood Eye shook its head in response. The old woman wasn't fully human. Perhaps she had been driven into action by the demon quartz raising. This demon, it seemed, was exceptionally cautious. Lin Mo, his gaze sharp and commanding, instructed Dad, use the Blood Eye to investigate. Leave no corner unchecked. He scanned the surroundings, but nothing appeared unusual, aside from the heavy demon aura saturating the area. His attention shifted to the backyard, where he saw the old woman and a demon flying together. In the backyard, he shouted. Tell his shoe to move toward the demon's position. Without hesitation, Lin Mo kicked open the gate and charged outside. The old woman shouted angrily, Who told you to go to the backyard? Do you still want to stay here or not? Lin Mo ignored her. Demon hiding behind, come out now, he commanded. His expression darkened as he released his power. A powerful spiritual force surged around him. Still not showing yourself. Summon, he declared. Immediately, the demon's elite warriors and demon martial disciple materialized, attacking the nearby skeletons Lin Mo had summoned. One of them threatened, if you don't show yourself, I'll destroy all your corpses. The old woman's voice was filled with concern. If you destroy the corpses, it will only cause more problems for you. At that moment, the system notified, Congratulations, host, you have received 100 points for breaking the room. Lin Mo scoffed, I want it to show itself. A wave of energy erupted as countless seals and a surge of blood filled the yard. Beneath the ground, pale, lifeless hands broke through the earth. Soon, a series of corpses began to rise, letting out eerie, shrill screams. The elderly woman cried out in distress, This is bad. The corpse-raising demon is truly enraged. At that moment, the Blood Eye on her shoulder spoke urgently. The corpse-raising demon specializes in manipulating animated corpses. Once revived, they're sealed in coffins and can be summoned again whenever needed. In front of them, a wave of undead figures began moving aggressively toward Lin Mo. He calmly analyzed the situation. These creatures are roughly as strong as low-level weeping spirits. Even in numbers, they're manageable. Blood Eye quickly warned, be cautious. Their blood carries a type of toxic energy, corpse poison. Lin Mo was startled. Corpse poison. Blood Eye gestured toward the dark liquid seeping into the ground. They're not especially strong, but their claws, teeth, and wounds carry that poison. Physical contact must be avoided. The groaning and growling of the reanimated forms grew louder as they surrounded them. Lin Mo's expression darkened. There are too many of these corpses. If this keeps up, we might not make it out in one piece. He kicked away one of the advancing figures and shouted, Is there any way to find the real body of the corpse-raising demon and end this now? A shoe quickly scaled a nearby roof. I'll take a look from above. That demon is cunning. It might be hiding far from here. From his elevated position, a shoe scanned the surroundings. Below, the sounds of conflict. Zombies growling and Lin Mo shouting filled the air, his face tensed in concern. On the ground, Lin Mo found himself increasingly cornered. Clenching his jaw, he muttered, If we can't find it, we'll have to force it out. He turned toward the elderly woman, his tone intense. Where is the corpse-raising demon hiding? Shaking with fear, she answered tearfully, I don't know. He took my grandson and threatened me. He made me store the coffins at the entire sect. Meanwhile, Lin Mo listened carefully to her explanation. She went on. Every time the corpse is reanimated, he leaves immediately after. I don't know where he goes. In a fit of rage, he threw her to the ground and cursed. Damn it. The zombies lunged at him all at once. He muttered to himself. Now that I think about it, something seems strange about this. Shielded by the demon martial disciple, Lin Mo considered the situation carefully. Destroying corpses that had already been successfully reanimated wouldn't affect the demon corpse raising process, but eliminating those that were nearly reanimated could have the opposite effect, disrupting the defense altogether. Without hesitation, he turned and glared at the old woman, his mind racing. Could this be the key to dealing with demon corpse raising? In a low, threatening voice, he demanded, Where else has he left these corpses that haven't turned into zombies yet? She looked distressed, her voice pleading. My grandson is still in his hands. If I tell you he'll die, please have mercy and spare me. Lin Mo remained firm and replied, Tell me quickly. We might still be able to save your grandson. The blade of his sword pressed close to her neck, making her tear up, her body trembling. I'll tell you, she whispered. She slowly backed away and muttered the location. There are still a few hundred corpses down in the cellar. As soon as she finished speaking, Lin Mo darted past the zombies in an instant, thinking, There are too many zombies blocking my way. From a distance, a shoe called out. Lin Mo, let me clear the way for you. With that, he summoned his power. Calling forth the shadow demon, a dark figure materialized, sweeping the zombies aside. Lin Mo turned to express his gratitude. Thanks a lot, my brother. I'll wrap this up as quickly as I can. A Shu quickly cautioned, be careful. Lin Mo stepped into the room, which was thick with the smell of decay, the floor littered with corpses. He recoiled slightly at the foul stench. Blood-Eye, this incomplete body. It shouldn't be poisonous, right? Blood-Eye replied, no, it's safe. You can proceed with the cuts. Without hesitation, Lin Mo's face hardened as he prepared for the task ahead. Good, let's see if you show up this time. With determination, Lin Mo hacked through each body in front of him, the system notifications chiming in the background. He smiled with satisfaction. Finally, you're cracking the room open. This bastard is stubborn, not showing himself. After a fierce round of slashing, fighting, and clearing the area, Lin Mo stood with his sword in hand, one knee on the ground, wiping his forehead as he spoke. 2 more floors to go. On the second underground floor, Lin Mo charged ahead, slicing through several zombies and sending them flying. The system's message appeared. Congratulations, a host has earned 400 Break the Room points. It was noted that the Break the Room level of Demon Quartz raising had reached 69%, still 30% short of securing a direct contract. On the third underground floor, after seeing the system's update, Lin Mo remained unsatisfied. Not enough, push harder. Congratulations, a host has earned 200 Break the Room points. Lin Mo laughed maniacally as he continued to cut through the chaos. A system reported that the Break the Room level of Demon Quartz raising had reached 80%, now only 19% away from a direct contract. Meanwhile, in a distant cave, the sorcerer sat, frustration evident on his face. Why has the demon aura from the corpses vanished completely? He clenched his fist, his fingers curling tightly and his face twisted in anger. He shouted, who did this? Who's ruined my quartz cultivation? Her grandson, the innkeeper's nephew, stood trembling behind the sorcerer. His face was drained of color, and his hands were clenched tightly in front of his chest. With a swift motion, the sorcerer turned and grabbed the boy by the throat. That old woman, he hissed, damn her. So this is how you choose to betray me. The boy, struggling to breathe, pleaded in a weak voice, please, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. The sorcerer's lips curled into a wicked smile. If you're going to blame someone, he sneered, blame your grandmother for not keeping her mouth shut. He tightened his grip on the boy's neck, but just as he was about to finish what he had started, a sudden sound interrupted him. Ding! The Demon Corpse Keeper. Congratulations, you triggered the lucky question-answer event. If you answer correctly, you will have the chance to become Lin Mo's demon contract. Please listen to the question. Furious, the sorcerer spun around and yelled, go to hell. Congratulations, you've answered the question correctly, came the voice, calm and unfazed. The question is, Dad is not home, so what's for dinner tonight? The answer is, follow your mother's advice and sign a 10%, 20% demon contract. With that, the sorcerer's form exploded into a cloud of smoke. The boy was instantly released, collapsing to the ground in exhaustion. What the hell was that? The boy gasped, still reeling from the sudden turn of events. The sorcerer's fading form looked just as confused, his face filled with disbelief. His figure had become transparent, and one could see right through him to the rocks behind. He was being pulled toward the sky, twisting and distorting, as he was sucked into the raised arm of Lin Mo. Lin Mo glanced at the strange mark on his arm and smiled in satisfaction. Contract signed successfully. A dark, demon-like eye, glowing with an eerie blue light, shot toward a Shu. But just as quickly as it came, it stopped, hovering in midair. At that moment, a Shu wiped the sweat from his forehead with his hand, letting out a relieved sigh. It seemed that Lin Mo had succeeded. Meanwhile, Lin Mo looked at his arm, now covered in marks, and smiled. Another one added, huh? Next time, try to make it more even. He extended his arm forward, preparing to summon the wizard. The wizard emerged from his arm, bringing with him the demon quartz raising. As soon as the wizard appeared, he swung his hand and cursed. You damn fool, what gives you the right to destroy so many of my corpses? Do you have any idea how much effort I put into gathering them? What's all this fuss about? Lin Mo opened his system panel and clicked on the quartz storage section. Information about the demon necromancer appeared. Primary level malevolent spirit, demon aura value 570, eating 430 more upgrade. Loyalty 1%, skills not yet activated, zombie quartz storage, 1,112. Note, the Western Quartz Razor commands thousands of zombies and is always at the top. The wizard clutched his oversized bag tightly, his eyes bloodshot and his voice harsh. Lin Mo could only scratch his head and laugh awkwardly. If you hadn't destroyed mine, I'd have had even more. In the room, rows of vicious zombies lay still, arranged neatly in 2 lines. Lin Mo raised his hand, motioning for the wizard to look. Don't be mad. I only destroyed 2 layers. Didn't I leave one for you? The wizard grumbled. What good does that do? A single zombie hair takes at least half a year to fall off. I'll still have to wait another 20 years. Lin Mo turned to the sorcerer and smiled. I have a way to handle this. My razor can quickly cut off the demon hair, saving you a lot of time. The sorcerer brightened. Really? Lin Mo raised his hand to his mouth and called out, a shoe. Can I borrow the razor for a moment? Of course. A shoe, dressed in yellow, hurried down the stairs. He raised both hands, holding the sword, and handed it to Lin Mo. Is this the razor? Lin Mo asked, not taking the weapon. You use the good razor. Help me shave the demon hair off the corpses' heads. I'm not skilled with shaving heads. Lin Mo smiled and added, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just shave off the scalp. That will make things easier. A shoe quickly went over to the corpses and, after a few swift slashes, removed their scalps. When a system notification appeared with new information, the sorcerer couldn't help but twitch his mouth. Well, it's not bad. The loyalty of the demon court's raising increased by 9%, bringing the total to 10%. Still, the sorcerer wasn't entirely satisfied. He turned away with a pout. But the source of corpses is rare. You destroyed so many of mine. This can't be forgiven. Finding corpses isn't a problem, Lin Mo replied. There are over 10,000 abandoned tombs around Bai Yang Academy. The corpses here are so numerous they can't even be counted. The sorcerer shuddered at the thought. He recalled a time when they were hunting demons and a group had chased him so fiercely that he had fled in panic. The corpses in those forgotten graves are not something you can just take. The spirits that are terrifying. The last time I stole even one corpse, I was chased for half a mile. Lin Mo gave the mage's shoulder a reassuring pat with one hand and flashed a thumbs up with the other, winking as he spoke. Don't worry, the wild season is now under the control of the red-clad female ghost. We're on very good terms, so handing over a few corpses won't be a problem. The mage, hearing this, brightened up. Really? That's fantastic. The loyalty of demon court's raising just increased by 5%, bringing it to 15%. At that moment, a shoe turned around and reported everything's ready. You can collect them now. All right. The mage quickly reached for the large bag he always carried and began drawing the corpses into it. As he did so, the bag expanded noticeably, and he placed it down heavily on the ground. With the task complete, a notification board appeared displaying the relevant details. Lin Mo tapped on the skill upgrade section and successfully upgraded the first skill of Demon Court's Raising. The new skill unlocked was *** Control Corpse, level 1 ***. This allowed Demon Court's Raising to summon and control corpses within a 500-meter radius, consuming 1 spiritual aura per corpse. The cooldown was instant. The system screen switched to another notification, confirming the successful upgrade of the second skill of Demon Court's Raising. The new skill obtained was *** Corpse Self-Destruction ***. At level 1, Corpse Self-Destruction could force any corpse to explode, dealing area of effect damage to enemies who would also be infected with corpse toxins, losing health over time. The skill consumed spiritual aura, and its cooldown was also immediate. Lin Mo studied the system board for a moment, then rested his chin on his hand, smiling to himself as he thought, controlling a corpse only costs 1 spiritual aura. With his spiritual aura currently at the 2nd level of Demon Master, Lin Mo was able to control about 1,000 zombies at once. Once he had completed his task, Lin Mo and A Shu stepped outside, where they were approached by a figure running toward them. It was the innkeeper, her voice shaking with concern as she asked, "My lord, is my grandson safe?" Lin Mo pointed inside and smiled, reassuring her, "Your grandson is on the peak of the mountain across from here, still alive and well." The old woman's eyes filled with tears of relief. "Is that true?" she asked, her voice cracking. "Yes," Lin Mo nodded. "Thank you, young hero, thank you so much." The night was quiet, with only a sliver of moonlight in the sky and stillness in the air, broken only by their voices. Everything had come to a close, and at last, Lin Mo could finally get some rest. "Go and rest now. We still have to visit the pool tomorrow to finish the mission for the Safety Bureau," he said to A Shu. The next day, Lin Mo arrived at the Safety Bureau's mission site to eliminate the evil spirits at Shui Feng Pool. He and A Shu stood by the pool, leaning against the railing, enjoying the breeze when they overheard a conversation from behind. "Did you hear? Another person died at Shui Feng Pool. That's the 12th this month." Upon hearing this, Lin Mo thought to himself, "Isn't this the place where we're supposed to carry out our mission ***?" A middle-aged woman responded, "Of course I know. I heard the victims died horribly, their faces black as if poisoned. They say even the police and Safety Bureau agents who went to investigate some of the deaths, well, some of them died too. This has to be the work of a demon. A demon." Suddenly, Lin Mo appeared out of nowhere, giving one of the men a friendly pat on the shoulder and chuckling. "Is it really as terrifying as you say? I was actually planning to go there for a swim. The man turned around, his face drained of color, his eyes wide with fear. He hurriedly pleaded, "Don't go. Please don't go. Even if you want to swim in the river, don't go to that place. My aunt works as a lifeguard there, and she saw with her own eyes 3 men who drowned under the water." Lin Mo paused for a moment, then asked, "Drowned? Do you think it was because of a ghost?" The man's face turned even more pale, and he clasped his hands around his neck, shaking uncontrollably. He imagined a woman with red eyes and long hair wrapping herself around him, and he thought to himself, could it be that they were strangled by a woman's hair? Hearing this, Lin Mo raised an eyebrow and mused. Strangled by hair? Could it have been a hair ghost? The man shook his head, sneering in disbelief. He clearly thought Lin Mo lacked knowledge. "There's no such thing as a hair ghost. I'm a second-tier demon master, and I know a lot about ghosts." He raised 2 fingers to his chin, his eyes sparkling with self-importance. "From what I can tell, this is the work of a female ghost, one with a deep grudge." Lin Mo immediately shot back, making the man feel like a heavy blow had just struck his head. What kind of reasoning is that? Just because someone was strangled by long hair, you jump to the conclusion that it's a female ghost? Men in ancient times wore long braids too. It could just as easily be a male ghost from the past. The person quickly pulled a book from his jacket pocket. "Don't even think about doubting me," he said. "I already seen the news about the 12 deaths at the swimming pool." He opened the book and held it up in front of Lin Mo. After scanning the names, he noticed that all the victims were men, even the police officers who had investigated the case. Only the male officers had died. "Have you ever heard of a ghost that only kills men? It must be a female spirit with a deep grudge," he suggested. Lin Mo rolled up his sleeve, exposing his arm, which caused the other person to gasp in shock. "Only kills men? That's strange. Doesn't that make this situation very dangerous?" I. The person stammered. 7 demons contracted. "You're really something, huh?" Lin Mo glanced at his arm, his expression calm but slightly irritated. "It's nothing," he said flatly. "Just a single-digit number." "Congratulations. Host, you've earned 50 points for breaking the room." Demon Master, second tier, gazed at him with admiration, his cheeks tinged with a faint blush. Since the arrival of the Demon Master, only a few had managed to contract a 2-digit number of demons. This was undoubtedly a skilled individual. He smiled broadly and raised his hand in greeting. "I'm La Chang from Zai Xing Academy. You're my one and only boss." Lin Mo lifted his hand and shook his. "Lin Mo from Bai Yang Academy." At the mention of the name, La Chang suddenly jumped in surprise. "You're the one who broke the record for the demon trial." Lin Mo crossed his arms, closed his eyes, and wore a look of quiet pride. After a moment, the boat reached the shore. "We're here. Let's go," he said. Both Lin Mo and A Shu stepped off the boat, turned around, and waved their farewells to La Chang. "I've got some things to take care of. We'll talk again soon. Your task is at the crematorium. If the boss doesn't need anything, swing by there for a bit. It'll be a good chance for you to teach us a few things." A Shu then turned to Lin Mo, asking, "The crematorium seems to be haunted by a high-level evil spirit. Do you think we should take on this mission?" "Of course we will. Let's take care of the situation by the pool first," Lin Mo replied, dismissing the concern with a flick of his hand. His tone was laced with frustration. La Chang just mentioned that the ghost by the pool targets only men. This could be tricky, A Shu said, his face growing more serious. "True. Last time, we were lucky to defeat a smoke ghost. But with an evil spirit-level ghost and no information on it, we can't be sure we'll win." "We need a plan," Lin Mo replied. Less than a minute later, Lin Mo clenched his fist and smiled. "I've got it." The sky was clear and the trees along the corridor almost completely blocked the sunlight. At the pool, a group of girls stood whispering to each other. "Do you really think this will work?" "Just trust me, it'll work for sure." The owner of the Shui Feng pool approached, and the 2 girls shouted in unison, "What are you 2 doing here?" "This place is temporarily closed. Leave now." One of the girls tossed her disheveled blonde hair aside. The 2 girls, in fact, were A Shu and Lin Mo, disguised in dresses. "We're from Lin Feng Academy, here to deal with the ghost by the pool." Upon hearing this, the boss's demeanor softened. He smiled in a more conciliatory way, clasped his hands together, and said, "Finally, you 2 are here. I own this pool. Due to the recent murders, I haven't paid much attention to it, but please help me with this ghost." "I would be incredibly grateful." Lin Mo placed her hands on her hips, whirled a strand of her hair, and pouted. "Gratitude doesn't do much, does it? How about something a bit more practical?" The boss grinned broadly, raising both hands in a 10 gesture. "That's easy. If you handle the ghost, I'll give each of you 100,000. Lin Mo gave his Shu a playful wink. "All right, let's get to work." Not wasting any time, Lin Mo grabbed the boss's hand, ready to pull him along. "All right, let's start. By the way, boss, lead the way." The boss became visibly anxious and quickly refused. No, no, no. There's a ghost in there that targets men. I'm too scared to go in. You two go ahead. I'll go get the money for you. Lin Mo stared at him for a moment, sensing something was off. He was probably just scared. Without hesitation, the two of them walked side by side toward the pool. They couldn't afford to wait any longer. If they delayed, people from Lin Feng Academy would show up. It was better to enter now. The pool area was completely dark. A girl in a swimsuit stood holding a phone in front of her. Hey everyone, I've arrived at the Blue Star Pool. Not only did she show no fear, but she also smiled and winked at the camera. Drop a heart in the live stream so I can take you all to the crime scene. There were numerous comments flooding in below. The host is really brave. Isn't this the place where more than 12 murders have occurred? Truly the most dangerous spot in the outer world. What a terrifying thrill. There's still blood on the ground. I'm starting to feel scared. Maybe we should leave. Live host Ding and Sin, please don't do anything reckless. Let me go steal a battery. Lin Mo stepped forward, the tip of his shoe glowing faintly. He and A Shu entered, both looking confused and asking, Huh? There's someone inside. The female streamer quickly turned around, catching sight of the two in the frame. Someone's here. How come these two girls have bigger hips than I do? They must be men pretending to be women. If not, I wouldn't be streaming this. I get it now. I've heard ghosts only kill men, so these two must be dressed as women to fool it. These two guys are really bold. Suddenly, a gust of wind swept through, lifting Lin Mo's skirt and revealing Mr. Mo shorts underneath. Lin Mo flushed, quickly covering his skirt with his hand. Below, the live stream comments started to pour in. I saw that. I need to go wash my eyes. A guy lifting his skirt. My eyes are about to explode. Oh my god, that's disgusting. At the same time, a notification from Lin Mo's system popped up. Surprised, he murmured. Strange, where did these break the room points come from? Ignoring the system, he turned to the girl and asked, Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? The girl eagerly introduced herself. Hello, I'm Diane Sin, live streaming a horror show. Hearing that, both Lin Mo and A Shu turned bright red, just like tomatoes on a live stream. Does this mean that thousands of people are watching us cross-dress? Oh no, this is so embarrassing, damn it. Elsewhere, a loud scream rang out. Weren't Lin Mo and A Shu supposed to be hunting demons? Why are they live streaming and cross-dressed like this? Hai Xiao Pan raised his phone and laughed out loud. Principal, you need to see this. Principal Zhu Feng glanced at the phone screen, his face darkening. He slammed his hand on the table in anger and shouted, There's only one demon in the north, and now they have to cross-dress and ruin the reputation of my demon king. He gritted his teeth and, with a pained expression, ordered Mu Yu and King. Stay out, King. Forget about the paperwork for now. Go help those two embarrassing fools. Yes, master. With a soft smile, she leaped out of the window. As she turned back to Hai Xiao Pan, she added, By the way, Xiao Ban, be sure to send me the live stream link. Okay. He cheerfully gave her a thumbs up. Got it, senior. Yu and King hopped onto a golden-haired vampire and flew off. Meanwhile, in the swimming pool, red mist began to swirl. Lin Mo and A Shu immediately became alert. It's here. Lin Mo's eyes widened as he scanned their surroundings carefully. It seemed the demon wasn't fooled by their cross-dressing. Be careful, its demon aura is powerful, but it's just a low-level evil spirit. His gaze shifted to the side, his eyes widening in horror. Suddenly, several long-haired, red-eyed demons charged toward them. Lin Mo yelled, Watch out! The demon opened its mouth wide as though it intended to swallow both individuals whole. 3 long-haired demons crawled into view on Diane Sin's phone. With a cheerful smile, she held it up, capturing photos and recording the scene. 3 demons. Looks like they're not really attacking me, she said casually. Diane Sin then turned the phone towards Lin Mo and A Shu. Do you think these two, dressed as girls, can win? Let's cast our votes, she suggested. She stepped behind the door, continuing to film the two standing face-to-face with the long-haired demons. Below, the comments flooded in. Oh, those two are probably only Demon Master level 2 at best. They'll be wiped out for sure. I agree with the person above. This place can only be accessed at noon. You'll have to leave by morning or night. Who knows? I think these two might be okay. At least they can run. The voting ended. Once the poll concluded, the results flashed on the screen. Can the cross-dressing guys win? Impossible? 98%. Maybe 2%. Tian Sin's sweet voice rang out just as the 3 demons charged toward Lin Mo and A Shu. Let's see how these cross-dressing guys do. Here they come. One of the demons lunged forward, its mouth opening wide to reveal sharp teeth and fiery red eyes. Red energy surged toward Lin Mo. A Shu raised his sword, a green aura surrounding him. With one swift motion, he cut through the energy waves, causing an explosion. Both Lin Mo and A Shu were thrown back. One of Lin Mo's eyes glowed red as he anxiously asked, "Why do I feel like they're much stronger than I expected?" Miss Shutong Gai appeared, her voice calm as she explained, "These are grudging demons. They're born from lingering resentment and hatred. In places filled with such emotions, their strength grows significantly when they encounter someone or something connected to their grudges." Hearing this, Lin Mo rested his chin in his hand, deep in thought. The swimming pool appeared to be connected to the root of their fixation. Human emotions could easily become entangled, but what exactly drove someone to such intense obsession? A Shu stood ahead, sword in hand, bracing himself against the howling wind. "Let's deal with them first," he called. "Got it." Lin Mo summoned all the spirit creatures he had collected and sent them charging toward the three obsession-bound demons. The demons let out furious, piercing cries, their mouths opened in rage. Humans, always humans. Together, Lin Mo and a Shu raised a protective barrier to shield themselves from the biting wind. The cold had grown unbearable. It was time to end this. Lin Mo activated the blood curse, but nothing happened. He froze, confused. The three demons twisted and writhed, but remained unaffected. Suddenly, they turned to face the pair, their eyes glowing crimson, twisted smiles forming on their faces. Even Miss Shu Tong frowned and muttered, "The blood curse isn't working." These demons seem to have an ability that significantly reduces damage when they're bound by obsession, whether the attack comes from humans or spirit entities. Lin Mo covered his mouth in shock. What is this? They've grown stronger, and now they resist damage too. Maybe really should have waited for Mu Yuan King. Then Lin Mo's gaze shifted. Only two demons remained. One had already been neutralized. But before he could react further, droplets of blood fell from above. One of the demons had silently appeared above him, clutching his hair with one hand. Red tendrils wrapped tightly around Lin Mo's body. "Damn it, I can't move." The tendrils from two other demons also coiled around him and a Shu, leaving them completely immobilized. This was a binding skill born of obsession, capable of restraining both male humans and male demons. Turning his head, Lin Mo called out to Su Tong Dui, "Do you have any way to break free?" I needed to counter it the moment it hit, but now it's too late. A sudden thought struck Lin Mo. While male demons were powerless here, he still had two female spirit allies available. He shouted, "Spirit monstrous, phantom soul, help me with this hair." The demon clutching his hair heard this and snarled in rage. "No interference. This is between me and him." With that, she leaped upward, flinging strands of her hair toward Lin Mo, aiming to finish him off. The hair strands shot toward him with deadly speed, but Lin Mo didn't move. He turned his head slowly, eyes gleaming with a faint red light. Then, from deep within his gaze, he activated the Blood Realm technique, Phantom World. The demon immediately froze, trapped in illusion. "Now!" Lin Mo called out to the two female spirits. "Cut the hair quickly." They moved to help, but the hair was so thick and strong that cutting one strand at a time took too long. "This won't do. We're too slow." Lin Mo gritted his teeth. "The illusion won't hold forever. If we don't act fast, we won't get another chance." He shouted it, his eyes still flicking toward the demon crawling toward him. "Forget about me. Deal with the core of those three demons first." Upon hearing this, the two female demons immediately followed his command and began their assault. The demon diva started to chant while the other demon, large and curvy, pulled out her instrument and strummed it once. Brahmic chant of death, lingering sound disturbs the chill. The stubborn demon writhed in response, its body twisting in reaction. Meanwhile, Diane Sin remained composed, live streaming with a cheerful tone. "Wow, I didn't realize that older brother had this in him. He just summoned 5 full demons at once. And these demons are pretty rare too. His talent is truly remarkable." Through the camera, Lin Mo's 2 female demons clashed with the 3 stubborn demons. Below, the comment section exploded with cabbage emojis. It was a shame though, because if they were fighting ordinary evil spirits, it would have been a good battle. But then we're up against obsession demons, notorious for hunting men. Talk about bad luck. The demon's eyes gradually opened, its confusion apparent as it scanned its surroundings. Upon waking, it gave a sly smile. Seeing this, Lin Mo was startled. The spell's over, the obsession demon is about to strike back. She quickly sprang to her feet and raised her hand, commanding her hair to attack. The strands whipped out, slamming into the 2 female demons, sending them flying with cries of pain. Then, the hair turned toward Lin Mo. All men must die. He didn't turn to face it. Instead, he simply glanced over his shoulder, his expression darkening. Just how much hatred did this demon carry? Now there was only one choice left. The enormous bag the sorcerer always carried slowly opened, and a new technique was about to be unleashed. The corpses crawled out of the bag, emerging in a swarm and instantly charged toward the 3 vengeful spirits. Seeing the oncoming wave, one of the spirits swung its leg, striking a corpse and then kicking its face as it fell. "Die! It roared in fury, kicking dozens of corpses aside. Die, all of you. Suddenly, a corpse from behind lunged forward, grabbing the spirit by the neck. The unexpected attack froze the spirit in shock. Seizing the moment, dozens more corpses leaped at it. The three vengeful spirits were quickly buried beneath the massive bodies. Lin Mo smiled with satisfaction. The corpse-tied strategy. It worked. He closed his eyes and let out a relieved breath. While the vengeful spirits had sealing techniques, even they couldn't control such a massive number of Tang's corpses. It seemed that the pact with the corpse-raising spirit had been the right choice. In moments like these, the Tang's corpses were the perfect shield. Beneath the pile of bodies, the vengeful spirit shuddered in disgust. Its fury surged as it unleashed its power. "Stop! This isn't over!" it shouted. Seeing the struggle, Lin Mo called urgently to the sorcerer. "Summon more!" The vengeful spirit was already using a lot of its demon energy to deal with the surrounding corpses. Its hair had begun to loosen, a sign of its weakening. If it could break free, it might still have a chance to win. The sorcerer gritted his teeth, shaking with fear and regret, unwilling to sacrifice any more. Noticing this, Lin Mo gave him a reassuring smile. "Don't worry. Once we get out of here, I'll give you another 1,000 corpses." With tears in his eyes, the sorcerer reluctantly agreed, holding firm to his word. Dan Sin, trembling with fear, still clutched the phone tightly. So many Tang's corpses. It's terrifying. The others watched anxiously and asked, "Do you think this man, dressed in Widden's clothes, can actually win?" As the vengeful demon screamed on the screen, more and more comments began to flood in. "The poor girl must be terrified. She should throw herself into my arms for safety. But this Tang's corpse is only a little-level weeping demon. The vengeful demon will destroy them. It's just a matter of time." The man in Widden's clothing was clearly stalling, but in the end, death was inevitable. "Why you always focus on people dying? Talk about bad luck." "I'm just being honest. I'm betting 1,000. This time, the stakes are high. I'm betting the upper floors will definitely collapse." Suddenly, a female voice rang out, causing Dan Sin to jump in surprise. "Who's picking on my little brother? Who is that?" The voice was mesmerizing. Her long, graceful legs stepped forward. Dan Sin froze when he saw her walking in with black shoes. It was Mu Yuan King. She flicked her hair coldly, walking in with an air of elegance which made the comment section erupt even further. With that kind of beauty and a figure like that, she's taller and slimmer than most models. She called him her younger brother. "Can anyone tell me what school they go to? I'm transferring there after this year. I'll make sure my dad pulls some strings." When she entered, Lin Mo and a Shu quickly turned around, their faces lighting up with excitement, as if they had just struck gold. "Sister, save us!" Yuan King walked slowly toward them, waving her hand as she neared. Come here, come here." She grinned, raised her arm, and summoned all the demons she had collected. Huge monsters crawled out, ready for battle. They charged forward, slamming into the other demons, causing the ground to crack and shake. Seeing the intensity of the monsters' attacks, Lin Mo quickly called out, "Sister Tang's corpse is one of us. Be careful not to hurt it." Yuan King walked over, smiling as she spoke. "You formed a pact with a demon corpse keeper now. Your talent is almost on par with the Masters. I'm really impressed. How come I don't have as many pact limits as you do?" When she saw one of her monsters struggling with several strands of the Ghost of Obsession's hair, Lin Mo immediately warned, "Sister, be careful. The control from the Ghost of Obsession is incredibly strong." With a hand on her hip, Yuan King flicked her fingers and spun around. In an instant, her monster's eyes glowed bright red. It tensed, and the hair wrapping around it snapped and fell to the ground. The strands of hair that were still flying toward it were also cut off by the monster's roar. Surprised, Lin Mo asked, "Why can I not break free from the Ghost of Obsession's control?" "But you can." Yuan King pointed upward with a light smile. "The headless ghost has no head, and its skin is covered in scales, making it immune to all illusion magic. Plus, when it activates its ultimate move, it becomes immune to control and boosts its blood-sucking abilities by 20%. Hearing this, Lin Mo was even more amazed, murmuring to herself, "Immune to illusion magic, immune to control. Sister's strength is beyond anything I imagined." Several strands of hair wrapped tightly around her monster's wrist as the three Ghosts of Obsession attacked at once. Lin Mo leaned forward slightly and urged, "Sister, quickly break the control from me, then I'll fight alongside you." Yuan King shook her head. The Headless Ghost is a support-type creature. It can only break control on itself and its allies, not on others. She smiled faintly and waved her hand to summon the blood-sucking demon, but it hardly mattered. As long as she could kill him, the control would automatically be lifted. The blood-sucking demon charged forward, spinning in circles and transforming into a whirlwind that raced toward the three obsidian demons. Another creature leaped into the air, holding a massive hammer that could crush mountains, and swung it downward. The demon's hair was sliced by the force of the whirlwind. It howled in alarm, pulling back its hair to avoid the attack. A blue flame flickered in Sister Yuan King's hand. She smiled and spoke, "It's not over yet." She cast the Hell Warden's cage skill. A huge cage materialized above the 3 obsidian demons, and they realized, too late, they had walked straight into the trap. One of the demons, its red eyes now glowing green, grinned wickedly. Just before the cage fully descended, one of the obsidian demons sprinted forward. Its eyes gleamed with bloodlust as it attempted to break free. It raised a hand, starting the soul-binding ritual to trap the demon. A green connection wrapped around the demon's waist, dragging it back into the cage. It screamed, "Damn it, damn it." The other demons shouted curses. "You're a woman, yet you side with men. How foolish." Once the 3 obsidian demons were trapped, Lin Mo was able to move again. Impressive. How the combination of the headless demons and the blood-sucking demons' attacks had forced the obsidian demons into the Hell Warden's cage. It was like a perfectly woven net, a flawless blend of skills. Sister Yuan King's technique was exactly like the ones described in the books. He walked up to the cage, sword in hand. "All right, it's time to send you off." The obsidian demons quickly sealed their demon aura, no longer struggling. Instead, they cried out, "We won't accept this. We won't. We were clearly killed by men. Why are we the ones being punished?" Lin Mo paused, silent at the words. His sword tip remained pressed against their throats as one of the demons spoke. "Wait," it said, gripping the iron bars of the cage with both hands. Tears welled in its eyes as it pleaded, "Before you kill us, I have one request." Lin Mo responded with a question. "I'm human, and you're a demon. Why would I help you? Can I expect a secret in return?" Another demon pulled its hand back and muttered. She asked him for help. "Men can't be trusted." "That's true," the first demon added bitterly. "We're all going to die anyway." It gripped the bars tightly, crying out, "As long as I get my revenge, I'll do anything you ask." Lin Mo stared at her, momentarily shocked, unsure how to respond. Slowly, his resolve softened, and he asked, "Tell me, what do you need me to do?" The demon, consumed by grief, struggled to speak through her sobs. You're the one who killed us." Her voice echoed with pain, and she revealed herself as the owner of the pool. 3 months ago, the owner had tormented the cleaning staff, especially targeting the single women who came to swim. He would grab their throats, ignoring their desperate struggles as their legs kicked helplessly in the air. Eventually, their movements would slow, then stop altogether. In the end, the girl was stomped to death, and it was falsely reported that she had drowned. She died unjustly, her spirit filled with rage and sorrow. At this, the 2 vengeful demons embraced, tears streaming down their faces as they took turns speaking. That girl was me. I was the second victim. One demon, standing closest to the iron bars, whispered, "I'm a reporter." It clung to the bars with both hands and continued. It wasn't easy to uncover the truth. He handed the evidence over to the safety bureau, but the investigator they sent was the boss's younger brother. At that moment, his grip weakened, his body trembling from overwhelming emotions. He muttered under his breath, "Finally, I'm free from this nightmare." The image of the safety bureau investigator and the sanitation workers, both blinded to death, along with the cold, obsessive tone that seemed to come from a vengeful spirit, echoed in his mind. "We've killed every man who ever humiliated us." Suddenly, the face of the vengeful spirit darkened, one eye glowing a fiery red. It continued with a chilling tone. "Except for that bald man. He's lucky. He wasn't there that day." The bodies of the wrongdoers fell to the ground, and the spirit went on to recount their evil deeds. The scene filled him with a cold wave of guilt, and he couldn't bring himself to step back into the pool. In a hurry, the old man fled. 2 of the vengeful spirits stood there, lost in their own thoughts, unaware of what was unfolding behind them. After hearing all of this, Lin Mo gently touched his chin, a frown pulling at his face as he muttered softly, "I see now. You want me to bring the old boss here so you can get your revenge." As soon as he spoke, the vengeful spirit gripping the iron bars shouted, its voice firm, "Exactly. Why should we suffer like this while that boss lives comfortably outside? We can't accept it." Meanwhile, a Shu and Mu Yuan King, standing off to one side, voiced their anger, speaking out loudly. "The safety bureau is useless. That boss is worse than an animal." Almost immediately, several comments appeared on the live stream screen. "The safety bureau treats human lives like nothing. I can't believe I ever trusted them. Having not witnessed it with my own eyes, I would never have believed it. 3 young women in the prime of their lives and beauty were murdered in such a brutal way. It fills me with rage, so much that it seems to seep into every part of my body, leaving me in physical pain. I can understand many kinds of suffering, but the pain in the kidneys is a clear sign of injury to that area. That's not something to take lightly. No matter what, I have to report this to the boss." "Report it to the boss? Aren't you worried the safety department might come after you two?" At this, Lin Mo paused, then said a condition. This isn't difficult, but first, you need to let me in on your secret to see if it's worth it. The response came in a cold, serious tone, her face darkening. All right, here's my secret. At 10 p.m., 3 days from now, the Demon Realm forces from Nanshan will launch a full-scale attack from all directions, aiming to destroy the military defenses of Province Nation and break through. These words left Lin Mo and the others even more tense, their bodies frozen in place. Then the vengeful ghost's voice spoke again. Ghost number 3 from Demon Realm Nanshan will lead 10,000 demons through the northern slope of Ling Ling City. Her face was now drenched in cold sweat, and she continued slowly. There are at least 20,000 local civilians, along with 5,000 surviving citizens from Demon Ceiling, won't be able to escape in time. They will all perish. The death of the surviving citizens of Demon Ceiling may not matter to Province Nation, but they certainly won't stand by and watch the local civilians meet such a tragic end. Meanwhile, Lin Mo stood in deep thought. That master spoke up. Province Nation is using the surviving citizens of Demon Ceiling as human shields on the outskirts of the city. So, when the demons pass through, won't those be the first to die? The demon, consumed by obsession, clutched the guardrail with intense frustration. His face twisted with anger as he shouted, "If you report this to the Safety Bureau, you'll definitely earn great merit. How about this secret? Is it enough for you to help me?" Lin Mo, wearing a look of absolute satisfaction, seemed pleased with the news she had delivered. She had already agreed to lure the boss here. Gripping my sword, my hand trembling and my veins standing out, I braced myself for action. This time I had to act. My mind wandered to the countless lives lost, and I whispered to myself that this wasn't for the Province Nation, it was for the people of the wind. I picked up the basketball, the color of an egg, after 2 years of waiting in idle time. I spoke as I held it. Because Lin Mo and I had defeated the demon of obsession, they would honor their promise. They gave a quick performance, tossing the item in their hands aside with enthusiasm. Turning their backs to the audience, they began to chant. The sister slays demons simply because she is too beautiful. Others may put on a show, but she doesn't waste words when killing demons. She just dances to the music only because she is too beautiful. No demon stands a chance. In 1 second, she can transform them into the demon lord of the underworld, who must then fall into despair. Their dreams of invading the human city are shattered, and it's all because the sister is too beautiful. The author then added a note, "I bet you're still reading," followed by a grin that was anything but human. 2 short dresses, one a maid outfit, the other a high school uniform, were tossed carelessly to the ground. Someone slowly slipped on a blue t-shirt, fitting it over their slender frame. Lin Mo then threw on a large coat and declared, "Sister, you and A Shu should go bring the boss here." Upon hearing this, New Yuan King's face darkened with anger. She furrowed her brow and responded sternly, "Even if I don't take action, I still want to kill him." But A Shu didn't seem ready to stand yet. His posture remained firm, rooted to the ground as if he was waiting for something. "Lin Mo, do you want to kill him with your own hands?" A short, serious reply came from Lin Mo. Every grievance has its cause. He continued to stare at the 3 vengeful spirits who were seething with anger in their cages. After a pause, he added, "Of course, the boss will leave them to take care of it." Lin Mo glanced at A Shu and continued, "This way, neither of us will be seen as the perpetrators. The Safety Bureau won't be able to touch us." Once he finished speaking, excitement flickered on his face. He clenched his fist and smiled. "Not a bad idea, huh?" Turning to Mu Yuan King, he spoke earnestly. "But of course, the 2 of us alone won't be enough. We'll still need the sister's help." Without hesitation, she gave a thumbs up, her face glowing with satisfaction, as if it were no challenge at all. In another setting, the boss of the Shui Feng swimming pool, lounging with his legs crossed and smoking a cigarette, suddenly heard a mocking voice. These 3 ghosts are really a handful. It was A Shu and Lin Mo, who had emerged together, laughing and chatting casually. "Is that so? Didn't we already cut them down with our blades and send them to the afterlife? Today's harvest isn't bad at all." The scene quickly caught the attention of the Shui Feng swimming pool boss. He threw his cigarette to the ground and stood up, his face lighting up with delight as he exclaimed, "You 2 take care of the ghosts." Without missing a beat, Lin Mo held up 3 beads in his hand. Of course, these 3 demon pearls, still fresh, were just harvested. The boss of Shui Feng swimming pool was overjoyed and praised them. "Excellent work." Without hesitation, Lin Mo quickly extended his hand and addressed the man, "Boss, where's the money we agreed upon?" The man deliberately turned his head, his eyes half closed, feigning ignorance. "Why the hurry? What if the ghost isn't dead yet? Wouldn't that make things easier for you?" At those words, Lin Mo's face immediately darkened. His complexion drained of color, leaving him as pale as a ghost. Meanwhile, the boss of Shui Feng pool, who was walking ahead, seemed to remember something. He turned around, his face dripping with sweat and his body trembling, asking nervously, "Why don't you 2 go in first and check for me?" But both a Shu and Lin Mo exchanged disdainful looks and spoke with biting sarcasm, leaving the man at a loss for words. A grown man, yet so lacking in courage, speaking so softly, almost like a woman. Then came another sharp remark. Don't insult women. He's even more frightened than a mouse. The boss's face darkened even further, and he fell into silence. Long thoughts ran through his mind, and he muttered to himself, just wait. After a brief pause, a Shu and Lin Mo moved forward, leaving the man standing alone, nervously glancing around. The area ahead was pitch black and eerily silent, with only the three of them present. At that moment, the boss of Shui Fengpool finally relaxed, a smug grin spreading across his face as he sneered, finally took care of the evil spirit. Immediately, Lin Mo reminded him, 100,000 each, don't forget to pay us. The man scowled, his teeth grinding in frustration. Young people today are so greedy. You want both of you to take the money? Do you think I won't report you to the Safety Bureau and expose your school? At those words, Lin Mo's expression darkened. His smile stiffened as he muttered under his breath, fine, if you don't pay us, we won't kill a ghost. A sleek smile curled on his lips as he thought to himself, as expected, he's nothing but trash. As soon as the words left his mouth, the pool manager, Shui Feng, turned around in confusion and asked, what? The ghost isn't dead anymore? In a hurry, he stood between the two of them and demanded, you lied to me. The ghost isn't dead. A Shu and Lin Mo, unruffled, took a few steps back and calmly replied, didn't you lie to us? Shui Feng's voice trembled in panic as he stammered, you. Lin Mo's expression darkened, a cold, threatening air surrounding him as he quietly commanded, enough. At that moment, three vengeful spirits appeared from the air. Shui Feng, still unaware of what was happening, trembled and asked, what are you two backing away for? Without warning, a voice filled with rage and resentment came from behind him. He spun around in fear and shouted, you've made us suffer for so long. Now you will pay with your life. The three spirits closed in around him, their long hair twisting and swirling in the air. The hair began to move toward him, rushing his face, and Shui Feng's panic grew. Tears filled his eyes as he cried out, help me, please. But the hair tightened around his head, forcing his mouth shut so he couldn't speak. In an instant, his body was curled toward the swimming pool, his limbs bound so tightly that he couldn't move. His mind raced in confusion as he thought, it's over. Suddenly, another ghost appeared behind him. Looking at him with disdain, he spoke mockingly, your end has come. Shui Feng's face went pale, all color drained from it. He screamed in desperation, help me please. But Lin Mo, standing calmly at the edge of the pool, sighed and responded, I haven't received the payment yet. Sorry, I can't help. Hearing this, Shui Feng gathered all his strength and frantically twisted in his bonds, shouting, I have money. This golden watch is worth 70 to 80,000. If you save me, it's yours. As soon as the words left his mouth, Lin Mo swiftly seized the most valuable item from his opponent and tossed it toward himself. The system immediately sent a notification congratulating the host on earning 100 excitement points. While wiping the watch clean, he adopted a sly expression and added, are you really that dumb? If you're dead, this watch won't be mine anymore? Upon hearing this, the owner of Shui Feng's swimming pool, still fixated on the water, coughed a few times before muttering angrily, bastard, you're working with ghosts. That's a serious crime and the Safety Bureau will punish you. Another notification flashed across the screen. Congratulations to the host for receiving 300 excitement points. Meanwhile, Lin Mo and A Shu acted as if they had no involvement. Lin Mo casually remarked, the one who gave you the orders didn't collude with ghosts, right? No, it was him who jumped into the pool and got attacked by the ghost. The owner of Shui Feng's swimming pool, drinking loudly from his water bottle, tried to argue, but the moment I entered, you deliberately released the ghost to kill me. Now that's a serious crime too. Lin Mo turned to look at Mu Yuan King and asked, did you deliberately release them? Mu Yuan King lowered her head in regret, responding, earlier my spiritual energy was drained, and that's why those three ghostly obsessions managed to escape. It wasn't intentional. Upon hearing this, Lin Mo gritted his teeth in frustration, his body trembling with anger. He glared at Shui Feng, the owner of the swimming pool, and growled, did you hear that? The ghostly obsessions escaped on their own. It wasn't intentional. Don't you dare slander me, or I'll report you for defamation. But the other man, still furious, shouted back, bastard, you're working with ghosts. At that moment, another system notification appeared. Congratulations to the host for receiving 500 excitement points. As soon as the words left his mouth, Lin Mo immediately struck a heroic pose, turning to face his teammates with a serious expression. He demanded, who said we harmed him? A Shu, sister, we need to hurry and save him. Without wasting another moment, he dashed forward, pretending to be resolute, shouting loudly, damn ghosts, I'll fight you to the death. But as they drew closer, all three of them let out exaggerated, weak cries, causing the ghost of obsession, which had been holding the victim in place to freeze in confusion. They were suddenly struck by an unseen force, sending them flying backward with a few pained yelps, all for show. Afterward, Lin Mo struggled to get back up, crawling painfully to his feet. He said the ghost of obsession became much stronger when it saw him. We couldn't fight back. A sorrowful voice echoed, and Mu Yuan King's group began a performance in full swing. At Shu lay motionless on the ground, while some members wiped away fake tears, others raised their hands as though offering prayers. I can't go on. This ghost is too powerful. Shu, you died so tragically. Meanwhile, viewers on the livestream were flooding the chat with hearts and glowing comments. I'm dying of laughter. Oscar is missing out on a prestigious award for these guys. Too funny, brothers. The safety protocol says demon masters who see death and don't save others will be punished. But this guy tried to save him and failed. No problem at all. Some even took screenshots. The bald boss wasn't killed by the ghost. He probably died of anger. Well done. Elsewhere, countless strands of long hair twisted around the neck of the swimming pool's owner, Shui Feng. The hair tightened, forcing him to gasp out a few words. No, I don't want to die. Just as he tried to plead further, sharp, swift cuts appeared, tearing him into pieces that floated on the surface of the pool, all while the three ghosts of obsession watched coldly. After some time, the obsession faded, the spectral figures vanished, and the three girls transformed into human form, soaring upward into the sky. They waved their hands, tears brimming in their eyes. One of them spoke, expressing her gratitude to everyone, before changing into three small blue orbs before Lin Mo and his group. Without hesitation, they flew into this open palm. The astonishing sight caught the attention of the streamer, who, still holding her phone, exclaimed in excitement, "This is incredible. Punishing those horrible people. They're the true bearers of justice." At that moment, a student from Lin Feng Academy appeared, angrily pointing ahead and shouting, "Who are you? How dare you steal our mission?" Lin Mo, standing across from him, was immediately drawn into the confrontation. He glanced over quickly before calmly raising his hand, sneering as he asked, "Stealing the mission? How can this be considered stealing when we're all students? We're all demon masters. You kill demons, I kill demons. Aren't we all serving the people?" Upon hearing this, two other students from Lin Feng Academy could no longer hold back their irritation. They whispered to each other with displeased expressions, "Stealing our mission and still talking back. The demon pearls from the three evil spirits are worth quite a lot." The leader of the Lin Feng Academy students fell silent for a moment and spoke again, his tone turning firm. "Be reasonable and hand over the demon pearls. If not, you won't be leaving this pool alive." Without hesitation, Lin Mo stood his ground, his expression hardening as he gritted his teeth and raised his glowing tattooed hand. "What's the matter? Do you want to fight?" The opposing group showed no fear. Instead, they sneered back, their leader mocking, "5 skilled demons. Impressive. But what a coincidence. We have 10 people. 8 of us are lower-level demon masters, and 3 are third-level demon masters. You won't be leaving here alive." Mu Yuan King, the demon master, stood before the 2 team members, his voice suddenly turning serious. "Are you certain you want to fight us?" Upon hearing this, Lin Feng, one of the students, felt a wave of anxiety. He broke into a cold sweat. A 5th-level demon master could easily defeat 5 or 6 of them, but he couldn't retreat now. With determination, he raised his voice and responded, "Who exactly are you?" After a brief pause, Mu Yuan King narrowed his eyes and, with a calm but deliberate tone, introduced himself. "A useless person, Sun Biao of Xu Feng." He then coughed lightly and added, "Sun Lai Lai of Xu Feng." This revelation caught the students from Lin Feng Academy off guard. So they were from the Sun family of Xu Feng. That explained their arrogance. Sun Miao, as they had heard, was ranked among the top 20 in Xu Feng. "You may have the Sun family backing you, but I have my own support. You tried to steal this mission today, and I, Ku Feng, will make sure you pay for it." Lin Mo could only respond with politeness. "Sun Miao, feel free to deal with us whenever you like." With that, he instructed the rest of the students to leave, leaving only a Shu and himself behind to process what had just happened. Ku Feng is from the Ku family of Pure Wind Pavilion. Pure Wind Pavilion, the Than Lao. At that, Mu Yuan King approached, patting Lin Mo on the shoulder with a grin. Pure Wind Pavilion is the 2nd largest assassin organization in Jiang Province, ranked just below Cold Wind Pavilion, your 8 brothers group. Then, as if a realization struck him, he pointed to himself and continued with a smirk. "Simple, isn't it? If Pure Wind Pavilion dares to cause trouble for me, I'll just mention your 8th brother's name. Let's see if they still dare to lay a finger on me." The sky outside was a clear blue with fluffy white clouds scattered across it, while the golden sunlight bathed everything in a warm glow. The conversation between Mu Yuan King and Lin Mo showed no signs of ending, leaving the situation uncertain. "You don't believe the junior brother is in trouble, and you think he wouldn't care. After a moment, all three of them were seated on the back of the bloodsucker demon, preparing for takeoff. She gave a gentle warning. Hold on tight. Leaving behind the streamer who was calling after them, she raised her phone in frustration and asked, "Where are you all going?" Then, glancing at the screen, her face fell, and she pouted in disappointment. As soon as they left, more than half of the people in my room disappeared. At that moment, a foot clad in green sandals firmly pressed down on the pedal of Ming's bike, her voice filled with resolve. All right, the streamer, with her hair loose and wearing revealing clothes, painted the bike while speaking. I absolutely must track down these three, or my room will be raided again. Meanwhile, the trio, including Lin Mo, is racing through Ling Ling City, completing mission after mission. They had already finished 3 tasks and were on their way to another, specifically the Game Point and Seeing Point missions. In an underground bunker beneath Century City, 2 demons stood facing a wall, their hands moving rapidly and with great focus. After a brief pause, they suddenly turned their heads back. One of them had its mouth wide open, blood pouring out, while the other stuck out its long, vile tongue as if trying to frighten someone. Without a moment's hesitation, Lin Mo and A Shu drew their sharp swords. Each delivered a precise strike, severing the demons' heads. Blood sprayed in all directions as they calmly turned and walked away. Having just acquired 2 demon pearls from the court-eating demons, they were about to leave when a group of people blocked their path. One of them, furious, shouted, "Who are you? Are you trying to steal our demon mission and get yourselves killed?" A chaotic scene followed, with some people running and others in pursuit. "Ku Feng, I took a few demon pearls from you. Consider that a sign of respect," one of them called out. "If you're brave enough, don't run. Ku Feng, don't let me cross paths with you again." Meanwhile, the system logged the events and congratulated the host for earning 100 points of excitement.